Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love, family. Peace, love, and money. Certified salute to everybody in the building. Much love and respect from the Black Alpha Network. That is me, myself, Black Alpha, and my lovely wife, Queen Alpha. We are here, family, all of us foundational Black Americans doing our thing, representing, and we're going to make sure that we lay down the law, family. We put that line in the sand, and we do some real serious regulating and G-checking, and that's what's going on right now. You see the title, family. If I can get a good retweet for the whole family out there, I appreciate that. This is going to be put up, recorded. I want to hear what the family got to say. Anybody who's got something they want to, put on the line, get off your chest, come on up here and speak it. But let's lay down the framework, okay? First things first. Foundational Black Americans, and I'm not just talking about in this election, I'm talking about every election going forward. We are political free agents. We are not political property. We do not belong to the Democrats. We don't belong to any damn body. We do what we want to do, how we want to do it, the way we want to do it. And if the world don't like it, they just got to deal with it. That's what it is. Y'all seen Barack Obama, and I put the emphasis on hope. Y'all seen Barack Obama come out here just a few days ago, and he thought that he was going to say something disrespectful to the lineage. He thought that he was going to come out here and say something disrespectful to the culture, and everything was going to be big. Everybody was going to enjoy it. He was going to be the talk of the town. Nope. It ain't worked that way. If you want to talk about an epic failure, that's exactly what happened with Barack Obama. And that's exactly what's happening with the whole Democratic establishment. You try to shame foundational Black Americans, and you ended up getting G-checked in the process. Make no mistake about it, family. Look at your social media timelines right now. Foundational Black Americans are roasting Obama, checking Obama, running him completely out of the paint. Newsflash, homie. Stay out of our business and mind your own. Now, whether that's the Mayo side of town, like your mama, or whether that's the Tether side of town, like your daddy, you will go ahead and you stay out of FBA business, and you take that to Kamala Harris. You take that to Joe Biden when he wakes up from his nap, and you take that to anybody who doesn't understand what we've been saying. It's about delineation, separation, regulation, get you reparations. And that's what we're standing on. The end of Obama and the Democratic plantation. You're talking about an ex-melanated president that's been running around here trying to scold Black folks. And now those same Black Americans, we scolding his ass. Look, he is right now the clown of America. If you look everywhere throughout social media, whatever your platform is, brothers and sisters are out here riding on him. You want to talk about solidarity? You want to talk about unity? That is what it is right there. Y'all know nothing brings you together better than having a really go out there, really ride on somebody, but really just G-checking somebody in the process. See, we've let it be known. The African-American, he ain't here no more. All right. The minority, he ain't here no more. The people of color, gone. Can't find them. I'll tell you who is in the building. Certified Black Society, foundational Black Americans, freedmen. We run this. We've always ran it. Only difference is in this generation, we done took that flag and we done planted it. And it's waving high in that FBA sky so the whole world know. You're not going to disrespect the lineage. You're not going to try to shame us into voting. You're not going to come out here and wag your finger. You may have did that 10, 20 years ago, but like I've always put on record, we are no longer the yes, we can era. This the hell to the no era, meaning hell no, you ain't going to talk down to us. Hell no, you ain't going to con us, and hell no, you ain't gonna hustle us. We invented hustling. You can't hustle a hustler. And foundational Black Americans, we are number one. So I'm seeing brothers and sisters, they out here posting videos, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but you see it's all lined up. You got Black folks from New York, they riding on Obama. You got Black folks from the West Coast, all throughout California, riding. The South where I'm at, the Midwest, it don't matter where you from. What's the same denominator, y'all? You see brothers and sisters completely G-checking that dude, telling him you better get your ass out of here. Your little 15 seconds of fame done ran out, homeboy, and we ran you completely out the paint. You want to talk about somebody who's irrelevant? How more irrelevant can you be than Obama? Go back, rewind 4 years ago, 5 years ago. If Obama would have came out and said something disrespectful about Black Americans, they would have put that on the headlines. Black folks would have had their head down. They'd have been saying, yes, sir. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Hell no. We done flipped it back. Now we letting him know. You don't represent us. See, this is the power of delineation. What that is a political tether, all right? And the Democrats have a whole roster full of political tethers who come around and they try to tell foundational Black Americans what we got to do and what we need to do. The Democratic plantation is over. It's over. Look at the poll numbers, family. Look at the poll numbers. I'm hearing right now that Kamala Harris is polling the worst amongst Black people in any modern presidential candidate from the Democratic establishment. That's what you call a victory, y'all. That's what you call us watching the results of everything that we've said. That is exactly what we've been predicting. They didn't want to believe it. They want to say y'all's a cult, y'all online, y'all's a group. No, we're regulating lineage. And now this regulating lineage got the Democratic plantation all the way to the floor. And certified salute to Michael Jackson. We moonwalking on that. And we're going to continue to do so. So I want everybody in here, if you got a second, go ahead and retweet this space. I'm going to bring up my brothers and sisters. I want you to say whatever is on your mind. I want you to let the whole damn world know that foundational Black American freedmen are standing on business. The Democratic plantation is over. Barack Obama, he done packed his bags and got ran out the pain. He probably went back to Martha's Vineyard. All right. He's probably hugging on to his goddamn wife right now. And he's crying and he's trying to understand, how the hell did I go from being able to dictate to Black folks, but now Black folks is dictating to me? If he don't know, I'm going to let him know for him. Foundational Black Americans in this generation, we're not playing them games that the old folks did. All that I'm voting for no reason. I'm just going to go find somebody who's not like us. Let's make it clear, y'all. Obama ain't like us. All right. G-check. Kamala Harris, she ain't like us. I mean, come on. When you wash your collard greens in the goddamn bathtub, what more does that say? And by the way, speaking about Kamala, this individual has a scandal after a scandal, a failure after a failure. She can't even stand up straight. Family, Joe Biden seems more competent than her. Who the hell would have thought that? Because we all know Joe Biden is 5,036 years old. So the woman is sitting here reading off of teleprompters, getting caught. She's out here saying FEMA's got money. The FEMA director said, no, we don't. They out here saying people ain't eating cats, dogs, and geese in Springfield, Ohio. People in Springfield, Ohio say, no, they are. They're telling us that Venezuelan gangs ain't taking over apartment buildings. People who live in apartments say otherwise. The Democratic establishment right now is not even against the ropes, family. They on their damn back. They looking up at the lights right now because we done hit him with that overhand. And that overhand is dangerous. It's serious. And we watching that plantation go to the floor. And I'm loving it. I said last night on my broadcast, family, pop your collar. I don't care what you're doing. If you're at the gym right now, you're driving, you at home, you watching the football games, pop your collar and celebrate, because they are afraid of us. And we're watching the whole campaign go down the drain. And trust me when I tell you, that is a direct result of us. The same people that they said, y'all not really going to change the election. Y'all really ain't got no influence. Them poll numbers say we got the most influence. But guess what, y'all? Ain't nothing new under the sun. We always had the most influence because we are the people who built this country. That means whatever we say goes on in this country is going to have to revolve around foundational Black Americans, because we run the yard, we run the state, we run the city, and everybody right now is. Much respect to the family. All right, listen, family. I need everybody right now to retweet this space. We got a bunch of people in. I'm going to bring folks up, and I want everybody to say what they got to say. It don't matter. Y'all know this Black Alpha. When you rock with Black Alpha, it's going to be straight to the point. It's going to be uncut and uncensored. We don't have time to play. All right. We don't have time to play. We're not going to allow these people to stall us out, and we're going to play these games for 30 years. And next thing you know, the next generation, they voting whoever for whatever reason. We got a very definitive reason why we're either going to vote or not vote. We are politically savvy. These people tell us that we need to get our business together. Our business is together. It's stronger than ever. Brothers and sisters throughout the 50 states, family, we are literally putting together comprehensive plans, and we're making it happen. So therefore, if the Democratic establishment does not meet our goals, we're not voting for them. And family, the jury has already came back with a verdict. They're not. All right. That's just what it is. We're not trying to figure out the Democrats no more. We're not trying to understand what they're going to do. We know what they're going to do. Family, you need another 60 years to find out if the Democrats really are standing on business for Black Americans. Really? Do you really need another 60 years? All right. The verdict has been reached. And I definitely sit here right now and watch the Democratic Party, and they're folding. They're folding right in front of us. And that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. As I said, family, enjoy it. We had a goal, y'all. We had a goal. That's obviously reparations, tangibles, but at the same time, it's getting off of the Democratic plantation. And family, all we had to do, as I say, is stand on business. And we watching them fall to the point now, we're not even doing it. They're doing it to their damn self. And that just shows you the energy that we have. When we put out that energy and that style and that fashion that we have, the Democratic Party don't know what to do. You mean to tell me Barack Obama really thought that was a flex? He really thought that was a flex to come out and try to talk down on Black folks. And by the way, newsflash, breaking news to Barack Obama. Y'all don't really need to be worrying just about Black men, because my certified foundational Black American women, they ain't rocking with you. Y'all notice all the videos from our sisters out here? Y'all notice they've been real silent about Black women, right? Kamala started off with the win with black women, which, by the way, Joe Take It Edie, the lady who put that together, she's a tether. All right, she's a tether. Her forehead is about 2 football fields wide, so we know she's a tether. So it was really never no energy with real black American women. They've been out here trying to use the black American women gonna help us win. No. Black American women are in the grassroots predominantly right now, and all them old, outdated church folks that vote blue no matter who for nothing, them folks ain't get nothing done in the process. So what I see is the black American man, the black American woman, which makes the black American family, which makes the black American community stronger than ever. And when we're stronger than ever, the Democratic plantation is done for. And we're watching it. They've got less than a month, y'all. We're going to be right here convening on November 5th, November 6th, and we're going to be talking about how every single thing that we said ended up happening. Every single prediction that we made came true. Right now, family, we calling our shot, nothing but net. And you know what I'm saying? We pulling up for 50. And then we landing it. That's how strong we are. So I send the biggest certified salute to all of my certified brothers, all of my certified sisters. Let's continue to give the Democrats that work. And Barack Obama, we're going to send his ass packing back to Kenya where he belongs, because you not like us. Harry Tubman Pistol, my brother, what it do, man? It's all on you, family.
Peace, power, and reparations. I hear you in here cooking, brother. How you doing?
Real good, family. Real good. Enjoying the Georgia sun right now, family. So shout out to you, brother. Always doing what you do.
Definitely. I definitely appreciate you, family. Yes, man. I just wanted to talk about Barack Obama finger wagging, pointing his finger at us, thinking that we going to do what he say. Why would you listen? Why would we listen to you? Obama need to read the room, brother. We not falling for nothing that you saying. Why would we take advice for you on who to vote for? You done already fooled us once. You're not going to get a chance to fool us twice. He thought he was gonna waltz out here and you know, it like we are totally disenchanted, disillusioned with him and the Democratic Party. And we're not falling for the same banana in the tailpipe that went on in 2008 and 2012. It's just not going on, family. I wanted to say that we're done voting for parties. We're not voting for parties. We're voting for policies. That's what we're focusing on. It's policies over party, policies over political candidates. We're politically independent, and we have become more politically astute. Malcolm X was talking about how we've been playing political football between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and we're not doing that anymore. We are politically independent, and we're not going to be the mules or the donkeys, I should say, of the Democratic Party anymore. They've been treating us like jackasses, and we're not, family. We run the culture. This is our lineage. Our ancestors built this country, and we not falling for the okie doke. It is a whole new day. And I posted an article about this in the Jumbotron. It's talking about how Barack Obama said that we're not voting for her just because she's a woman and keep on wagging his finger at us. No, if Barbara Jordan was still alive, I would vote for her because she's a real Black American. She's a foundational Black American, and she had our best interest in mind, even more so when it came to what immigration is doing to us now. So it's not that. So he can stop finger wagging. Also, another thing that this is going to do is delegitimize the members of the likes of the Divine Nine. And I'm not talking about everybody within the Divine Nine, because the D9 is not a monolith, but it's just going to delegitimize all of these Democratic shields and take away all their platforms and give us the proper momentum that we need on the grassroots level when she loses. I'm be happy when the Democratic Party crash and burn. And I'm going to land right there, family, but I do got some more that I want to talk about.
Appreciate you, family. Before I let you move on, family, can you please, for everybody in here, talk about the petition that you have? And if you can, post it in the Jumbotron, brother. Can you go ahead and elaborate for the people?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, family. Let me go ahead and get that together. Hold on one moment.
Yes, indeed. That's my brother right there doing good work, family, all the way live. I got to go ahead and add on to what my brother said. He made a great point. These people out here who are trying to get us to go vote, the Divine Nine, let's go real, family. It's not just the Democratic Plantation. It's also them old church folk. Yep, where they at right now? They gone. They have no power. The gatekeepers have no power. All the Divine Nine, all of them people running around here talking about their sororities and their fraternities. Man, Black Americans ain't on none of that. Okay, you want to go pray, you go to church for that, but don't bring that over here into the politic world. All right, don't come up in here with your white Jesus and then trying to get us to go vote based on that. We're not doing that, family. We had a G checklist. All right, when this delineation started, we had a G checklist, and we don't went down that list, and we found out every single person that has been anti-FBA, whether they were doing that aloud or whether they were doing that under their breath behind closed doors. Brothers and sisters found out that we have people actively working against us, and they try to always look like us, talk like us, walk like us, but they can never be us. There's only one. Okay, there's only one. And the first thing we did was identify the ops. All right, I don't give a damn if that's your school, that's your college. I don't give a damn if that's your church. I don't give a damn if that's your political function. Wherever you are, if you have anti-Black American sentiments, we have identified you. We done seen you. You can't run, you can't hide. One thing about us, we know a new face. Y'all know when that person coming to the neighborhood and ain't nobody seen him before, and you say, who that? That's your man? I thought that was yours. Now you in trouble. And that's exactly what we've done. Only difference is we've done that politically. All right. So now we have seen every single member that has came against Black Americans, and we have completely ran them out of the paint, ran them off the field. You can no longer come and try to get what we've created. You can't mooch off of us or leech onto us. The people of color, that term don't exist no more. Minority don't exist no more. If you notice, family, the establishment's not even using them terms no more. When was the last time you even heard them say people of color? And if they do, Black folks, we roll our eyes at that. Like, that ain't me. I ain't no damn person of color. All right. I ain't no minority. We ain't no Black and brown. Where the Black and brown at? All right. It all starts with us, y'all. Understand, the Black grassroots, we run this country. That's why Barack Obama is running around here saying, y'all talking about sitting out the election? Why would you do that? Guess who came up with that? We did. All right. When you see Donald Trump go and say that Kamala Harris was an Indian woman, that she was a Black woman, who came up with that? We did. They hear us. They probably ain't here listening right now, because I know on good merit that they follow everybody in the new Black media, myself included, and they watch what we say, and then they go and try to say it on the mainstream. But let me tell you this right here. You can call us a whole lot of things. You better just put that foundational, and you better put that Freedman on it. And when we do that, things get done. Go ahead, my brother Harriet. Let everybody know the business that you're working.
All right, peace, power, and reparations. Yes, family, I'm advocating and helping work on this bill. If y'all look up in the Jumbotron right now, it's called S3257 to Sergeant Isaac Woodard Jr. and Sergeant Joseph H. Maddox GI Bill Restoration Act of 2023. And what this bill would do, it would give Black Americans or American freedmen, World War II soldiers and their descendants access to the VA home loan and the GI Bill, and it's going to do more. And one of the main things it's going to do is make sure that no veteran or service member ever have to go through what our ancestors went through again. I really don't want to go too deep within the history, but I'll just say this. En masse, our Black American World War II veterans and service members, they didn't get to use their GI Bill within mass, and it exacerbated the racial wealth gap, or what we call the lineage wealth gap. And this bill would help repair that. And no, this isn't lineage-based reparations, but it is a part of the puzzle, and it is a part of our repair and a wrong that was done to us. I'm also going to, if you are looking at Jumbotron 2, I have a news article that I wrote, and also that Juicy has helped me wrote one too. So you all can learn more about it there. I'm not going to be long-winded. I appreciate you, Black Alpha, for letting me talk about this in this space.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely, family. We built this country. Okay. And this is where it starts, family. We have self-identified to the point what our brother said. I said in Washington, D.C. at my speech, I talked about how when we wave that flag, family, we're doing that for the Harlem Hellfighters, the Buffalo Soldiers, you know what I'm saying, the Black Panther Party for self-defense, because that was a military, operation. That was a military unit where we really held down and that's real. Okay. So whether you're talking about in the political world, the social world, you're talking about domestic, abroad, we built this country. Okay. And now we're coming to collect everything that we've ever done. right? So you built this country, you fought for this country. There would be no America if it wasn't for exactly what my brother Harriet Tubman's pistol is talking about. You remove the Black American presence from the military, and let me tell you something, folks would be speaking German right now. All right. But it's because of Black Americans why these things have changed. So we're not going to do all those things for the country and then vote for a party at 90% and then have some old, outdated COON like Barack Obama come around and tell us what we have to do. No, we do what we want to do. There's a difference between taking orders, all right, and giving orders. Now we're giving the orders and we're telling them you're going to cut that check, you're going to run them tangibles, or you're going to run out of business. And I'm starting to see a whole lot of out of business signs next to all of these Democratic shield people. You see them on the internet right now. They're complaining, they're crying. I've seen like 2 or 3 spaces where they're literally having meltdowns and temper tantrums. You see all the Democratic tethers right now. They're afraid because they know when Kamala loses and say Donald Trump wins, mass deportation means all of they foo-foo aunties and all they Jollof cousins got to go home. All right. That go for the burritos and the chicken chow mein. It doesn't matter. This is what we're doing. This is what we have established. And this is where we're heading. And it's not just one election. It's going forward, family. So the next generation, the next generation, the next generation understands. We made it loud and clear. This is our country. We built this country and we are no longer political property. We are political free agents, which means we're going to the highest bidder. So either you cut that goddamn check or your ass is going to be on the corner like it's trash day and we just rounding them up. We going to keep the hands moving. I know JWB, you was in here, family. If you want to go ahead and speak, come on off your microphone.
Appreciate you, Kenpo. Appreciate you. Appreciate you giving me the space. Want to thank you for allowing me to speak. Long time listener of all the grassroots. Just want to say that first, I agree with the first caller. Brother came in and chimed in and said he's not rocking with Trump. And a lot of us who are putting pressure on the Democrats, that doesn't mean we support the Republicans. That means that we want accountability for what they have done to us and not for us for the last X amount of years. So I just want to start by making that point. Just because we put pressure on the Democrats like you've been doing doesn't mean we're going to turn around and vote for Trump. And that's kind of been the notion throughout a lot of our families, mine specifically, when you talk about putting pressure on the Democrats, making different posts online so that means you're going to vote for Trump. No, that just means that I want tangibles and something quid pro quo for my vote. And so leads right into my next point, policy over party, which is important. You know, we've been customized to vote for party all the time because our parents voted, our grandparents voted. And a lot of our families, our grandparents and stuff did vote Democrat. But Trump reminds a lot of our grandparents and our parents of that racist white guy who makes us uncomfortable, who says stuff we don't like to hear. But in all reality, we got to understand that that's what allowed us to fight for our freedoms. And so we just got to keep that in mind as we continue to put the pressure on these jokers. A couple other points and I'll land my plane. You know, I went to school with different types of blacks. You know, I'm a school teacher, so I got educated friends. I got friends that, you know, that aren't, as far as education, have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, but work hard. You know, I got the homies that slang and smoke and all that stuff. So I'm well connected within our community with different types of black men and women. And so the one thing I'm seeing a lot of is that from my lineage and my family side, my nephews and stuff that live in Chicago, they deal with a lot of the policies that hurt Black Americans in Chicago. And so from one side of my family, I got a little bit more economic disadvantaged side. I come from my dad's lineage. And so they struggle. You know, they tired of seeing migrant groups coming in, getting all these resources. And then on my mother's side, on her lineage, you know, we a little more well off as far as education and got a little more money. And so you notice I got some kinfolk and that support the Democrats and that don't understand that their policies are hurting our people because they are so caught up in their own lives. Their lives are comfortable. Their lives are good. They make good money. They got good jobs. They work with Black immigrants. They work with Hispanics. They got a good job. So why would they sit and rock the boat for the other ones in their family that aren't as well off? And so we got to remember, you know, it's hard to rock the boat when you got a comfortable job. But we got to remember that this is for the next generation. You know, this is not for us. We're sacrificing for the next generation. And so, you know, I'm a father of kids. And so for me, I just appreciate all you do. I appreciate the clips. I voted just a couple more points and I'll land. I don't want to take too long, but I'm a 40-something-year-old man and I voted early on out of college for Obama. And I was really gung-ho on Obama because it was identity politics. First black man, quote unquote, at that time. And I didn't understand. And as I got wiser and more mature and life hit me, and I started understanding that it ain't about identity politics. It's about policy and what's happening and things that are affecting me directly. I haven't voted once for the presidential election. Locally, I will vote. But just to land my plane, I think it's very important that we stay with the message. I appreciate everybody who makes posts and sharing things because, you have on Facebook, I think is the biggest crowd where you may see different people. And I got a lot of people saying, well, if you support Trump, unfollow me. Well, just because I'm posting a post that Obama is trying to call us out and I disagree with it, don't mean I'm supporting Trump. You got to understand. So I appreciate all your work, man. I appreciate what you do. Shout out to the family and everybody that's holding it down. But I just realized that a lot of us within our own families and our circles have different types of black freedmen in our groups that are struggling to let go of old traditions of voting because the racism scares you or makes you uncomfortable. And we got to understand, just because I don't have to vote for the presidential election doesn't mean I'm not being successful or participating in this election. It really matters that we stay strong and we understand that not voting and making both parties crash and burn, and whether Trump wins or loses or Kamala wins or loses, regardless, we have to let it be known that we are someone here who has built the wealth, built the foundation of this country, and our voice is not going to be ignored any longer. Appreciate you, brother.
Much love and respect, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that 100%. My brother made a very, very, very good point, y'all. Out here voting for the Democrats or out here voting blindly, that is literally the worst thing you can do. Understand, y'all, no other race belongs to a political party. That is something that a lot of black folks have been conditioned to believe based on the off-coded generations before us. All right. The Latinos don't belong to a party. All right. Arabs don't belong to a party. That's the thought process that a lot of people believe everyone does. I'm here to go ahead and debunk that. No race belongs to a political party. If your race belongs to a political party, let me tell you something. That's called political property. That means you got a barcode on you. That means that they will tell you and do anything they want to do to you. And guess what, family? That's been the reality of the Democratic establishment. We are out here breaking generational curses. All right. And voting Democrat blindly for 60 years is a generational curse. And we are all here to exorcise the goddamn demons, y'all. We're going to get some exorcists in this. Understand, excuse my language, y'all, but y'all know I'm Black Alpha and I just say what I got to say when I got to say it. Right now, we need to put that on the table. It is a generational curse to vote for the Democratic Party blindly. And that's what brothers and sisters have done in the past. That's the African American. We got to make a distinction, y'all, between the African American, the foundational Black American, the American freedmen. Those are two different people coming from two different levels. One individual is standing on the plantation. The other is standing on lineage business. Big difference. So when Barack Obama, and I'm going to bring it back to you, Ho, man, if you're listening right now, and I go for Barack Obama 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and as many hoes that they can find, okay? We don't love them hoes, all right? And you get no love from us. We let it be known that you failed Black America all the way across the board. You came in the game talking about politics doesn't work in terms of giving things to people specifically. And then you gave things to people specifically with DACA. You also are the individual who put our great foundational Black American icon, Assata Shakur, on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list. Him and Eric Holder. Boy, they got a lot of hoes, don't they? Boy, the Democrats know how to find them some hoes. Yeah, real talk. Remember this. If we want to go down this man's record, his record's been terrible. It's been trash. And at the same time, he was ridiculing and scolding Black people. Go look when he talked to Morehouse family in 2012 and watch how he completely scolded all of these graduates. And he told them racism don't exist no more. Quit complaining and making excuses. You see the difference of when he said that 12 years ago, opposed to when he said that 48 hours ago? Make no mistake about it, y'all. 48 hours ago, they thought Barack Obama was coming to herd us all up and get us back on that plantation. That backfired. And what ended up happening is that he pissed off a whole bunch of foundational Black Americans who were already pissed off. And now we're going to take that out on the Democratic plantation. So when you see the election day roll around and brothers and sisters are nowhere to be found, they can blame their damn selves. They're victims of their own creation. You had the opportunity to do right by your number one voter block, but instead you wanted to treat us like slaves. You wanted to treat us like political property. What you came to find out now, y'all, is that this new generation has broke the generational curse of voting blue no matter who. And what we're doing, family, is that we're voting certified Black, BLACK, and there ain't a damn thing anybody can do about it. Checkmate, checkmate, checkmate. Let's go. I got my brother Sage in here, co-host. I want to get to my brother Marcel, okay? And then everybody with your hand up, I promise I'm going to get to you. And anybody out there that wants to come up and you want to go ahead and put in your work and say what's on your mind and speak it with your chest, come on up. This is a family affair, Black Alpha Network. You know, when you rock with me, it's going to be a great time. Certified salute. Brother Sage, are you there, family?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me clear?
Very, very clear. Certified salute, bro. It's on you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Salute to the family. I'm gonna give my time to Marcel. I know he's been up here for a little while, so I want him to go first, and then I'm gonna cook him. Marcel, it's on you.
Oh, thank you, Sage. Well, first of all, hello everyone. I'm glad to be alive to see this day where Obama finally gets checked. He's been talking to us disrespectfully and degradingly for so long and getting away with it, telling our foundational Black American freedmen men that fatherhood doesn't end with conception. Pull up our pants. Meanwhile, not doing even a single letter of policy specifically for us. He's getting a backlash even from Democratic shills. Are y'all seeing that? Even Democratic shills are giving him a strong reaction to his condescending reprimand that he called himself giving us. I'm so happy to be alive to see this day. The second thing I want to say, I definitely appreciated what JWB just said, but I do want to make it clear. For some of us, because he said for some of us not supporting Kamala Harris does mean we're voting for Trump. Okay? For me, if I choose to vote, it will be for Trump. Not because I necessarily like Trump, but because I know that this illegal immigration invasion has to stop. If we are already dealing with these hostile wannabe supremacists, we are going to now add on to our adversaries by importing or allowing the Democrats to import millions upon millions upon millions of hostile, anti-foundational Black American illegal immigrants, and to be honest, even legal immigrants. So for some of us, it absolutely does mean we're voting for Trump. And guess what? That's our right. I don't like when people say, and this is not talking to JWB, this is just a general comment. I don't like when people say, oh, our ancestors died for us to have the right to vote, but we don't want to tell you how to vote. Okay, if they died for us to have the right to vote, then does that not mean we have the right to vote for whomever the hell we so choose? So for some people, it does mean voting for Trump. And really, it's not necessarily a vote for Trump as much as it is a vote for a policy of stopping this illegal immigration invasion. Because, and Sage, you could probably speak to this. You're in New York City. We already got a deal, as we've been doing for centuries, with these wannabe supremacists who are anti-foundational Black American. Now we have to deal with people from Asia, Europe, Australia, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, Africa, you name the other region of the world, who are coming here, and they are bringing their anti-foundational Black American sentiments. I'm not going to quadruple or quintuple or sextuple the foes we already have to face. So if I choose to exercise my right to vote outside of voting for me, I will absolutely be voting for any candidate who's closed border. And I'm going to give y'all this example. I have a woman here, and her brother and I, we really get along. He supports me. I support him. His sister is running for office, and I've been thinking about voting for her, but I'm not sure where she stands where it comes to illegal immigration. So therefore, I will not be voting for her, and more than likely, I will be voting for the guy who's a Republican who is extremely against illegal immigration, and he speaks out against it all the time. So for me, I will be voting for closed border candidates. Party be damned. Because I see the harm that these illegals are going to cost us. They already are costing us, and the bigger threat they're going to play in the future, the near future, if we don't stop it now. And let me say this, Trump doesn't go far enough for me. He does not go far enough for me. He talks about deporting people who come here illegally, but then he says he wants people to come here legally. Even legal immigration has to be brought to a halt outside of certain circumstances. So even Trump does not go far enough for me. But I will be voting to close the border. I'm very proud of that. I will be voting for mass deportations. I'm very proud of that. Our relatives who are not on code, you can love them, I guess. But if they love themselves more than they love us, then that's the damn problem. Because that shows at the end of the day, they really don't love us. They really are all about themselves. Because I don't understand how anyone can be so myopic, so short-sighted, that they cannot see how much our people are hurting. And they will still vote for Kamala and the Democrats. Trump and the Republican Party as a whole, they have not been getting our votes for 6 damn decades. That have resulted in us being further to the bottom in a nation we have built. The Democrats have. So when people play this false equivalency game where we should expect as much from the Republicans, which we have a right to do, as we should get from the Democrats. But the important difference is we have not been voting for the Republicans. We've been voting for the Democrats. So the Democrats should expect even more accountability. Matter of fact, they get like 85 to 95% of our vote. They should be getting 100% of our accountability. We should expect the Republicans to come with policies too. Absolutely, yes. But the responsibility for our current conditions falls all on the Democrats. And we have every right to have extreme rage and hatred towards them, because God knows I do. And I land there, y'all.
Brother Marcel, before you go, brother, let me ask you a question, because we haven't had a chance to publicly really talk about this, but I'm going to go ahead and frame it for everybody out there. Many know that me and Marcel, we went to a Maga town hall rally down here in the Southeast, okay? And when we went to this, now mind you, family, about 3 weeks prior, I went to a Democratic cook-off. You know what I'm saying? Where they were playing music and they was dancing. Kamala Harris spoke for about 7 minutes and the DJ played for about 2 hours. All right. It was a damn shamble. It was a joke. No one talked policy. She basically just came there and said, abort your babies. Peace out. And folks was in there dancing, literally eating or whatever. Then, you know, a lot of folks out here, a lot of these Democratic shills, they were saying, Black Alpha, you'll never take your ass to a MAGA rally. I went to 2 of them since then. OK, so y'all can bow the hell down. But me and Marcel, we went there to this MAGA town hall rally down here in the Southeast. And we wanted to basically establish the political free agency, okay, family? Because the first step of being a free agent, you got to, you know, let it be known. You got to make the declaration that you are one. And that's what we've been doing. I've been doing it. My brother Marcel's been doing it. My brother Sage has been doing it. My brother Tariq Nasheed. We've all been establishing political free agency. And the best way you do that, first off, is to make the declaration. And then you have to be seen in different areas. Black folks can say whatever they want to say, but if you're only at these Democratic rallies and you're only in these Democratic spaces and you're not going and meeting with other people, then you are going to be seen as their property. All right. I always give you the example of sports. If you're always with the LA Lakers and you don't go to the New York Knicks or the Cleveland Cavaliers or whoever the hell, then you're going to be seen as a member of the Lakers. You got to go. What happens when you're free agent? You take trips, you meet with these people, you talk business, no emotion, just business. So Marcel, question to you, family. The people who were there, all right, forget the people on stage or whatever. And I actually had the opportunity to meet Buddy Carter, who's a senator down here. So all the people saying you want to go down there and do it, Black Alpha. Yes, the hell I did, because I always win. When we met the people down there, brother, and I'm talking about just the average MAGA supporter, how were we received? Was it they were beating us up like they did that tether out there, or were they meeting us and really talking to us and really polite to us?
They were really polite, and you and I were the only Black faces there outside of 2 other Black women who were there. And we were talking there like we are talking now. We mentioned reparations. We talked about the specificity of Freedmen. We talked about the anti-illegal immigration stance. Matter of fact, Governor Kristi Noem, who did something that was really shady. She took my question and she modified it because she was so offended about me asking about reparations. Even then, though, when you notice how she gave some time to take questions from the audience, she wouldn't call on me because she knows that question came from us. So we were, like we say, standing on damn business. Everyone in that audience knew that question came from us. Well, she knew it, and everyone on that stage knew it came from us. So we had the same energy here as we did there. Of course, however, we are very artful people. So we know that when you are in a certain setting, the way you present your argument will change. That's just called being a good speaker. That's called being a good salesman. That's called presenting your argument in an effective way. That's not selling out. Everyone does that who wants to communicate effectively. But everyone knew that we were there advocating for our people. Even when we were waiting in line, everyone was hearing our conversations. We heard their conversations and they heard ours. And our conversations were the same there as it is here. And by the way, that's not the first time you and I have gone into what could very well be hostile territory. We go to any opportunity for political engagement with people who can possibly move the needle for our people. We know how to present our argument in an effective way. Some will call that selling out. There's no selling out happening at all. But the way you present your case will look different depending on the setting you're in. That's just communicating effectively. You want to pull people in first, and then you present your case. And we did that. Remember the guy who was talking with us the most, who was standing behind us? That's what we did with him. We kind of started with what we had in common, and then we pulled him in to our argument. And even he was like, yeah, when I was growing up, I remember, what did he say, his black neighbors? Because I don't think he was from Savannah. He was from another part of Georgia. He was like, he remembers his black neighbors talking about the same things that we were talking about now. He said something to that extent. So we were standing and keeping the same energy there than we have here now. And we plan to continue doing so. And that's what I've been telling people. I don't care if Kamala wins or Trump wins. It's not going to change anything for me. We're going to keep stumping for our people.
Facts, family. And I'm going to tell y'all what the guy told us. He started speaking about his family. But, we kind of got some intel. This is the thing, family, about going to these different places when you're there as a foundational Black American freedman and you bringing that energy with you. Listen to what's going on. You can get some real intel. The guy told me and Marcel, I think we were talking about Angel Reese is what we were talking about, how they were trying to get Angel Reese to kind of for Kamala, right?
Yeah, that was it.
She was kind of like, don't ask me. The guy, he interjected. He started talking to me and Marcel. He was, cool. He's polite or whatnot. But what he told us, y'all, he said it ain't just a lot of Black folks who are leaving the Democratic plantation. He started talking about his uncle. He started talking about his aunt, his parents. He said all of them been voting Democrat for the last 30, 40 years, his whole life. And he said they're not voting for the Democrats anymore. Now, to the average person who sits on Twitter Spaces all day and don't really be out there putting in that work, they may not understand. Or for the people who only go to these Democratic establishments, you'll never get that intel. So what we're actually seeing is not only does the Democratic Party have a serious Black voter issue, they're also having a serious white voter issue. And if anybody believes that Karen in Ohio or Karen in Georgia or Karen in Idaho is going to really vote for Kamala Harris, you are a damn fool. There ain't no way. All that win with white women, let me tell you something. That were the same white women who've been telling Black American women to abort their babies, because the real poll numbers are going to come out the day after the election, like Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about. And what you're going to see is that Barack Obama should have never been scolding Black men. He should be talking about all those white women who on the low, they Kamala. If you think Trailer Park Karen or Meth Head Melissa is really going to vote for Kamala Harris, that is not going to happen. So they got a bunch of problems on their hands, and foundational Black Americans, we're only there to fuel the flames, family. That's the way we get down. Brother Sage, it's back to you, bro.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, without pandering, I want to take my hat off and say salute to all the sisters that are getting on code, because their method has always been to divide the Black man versus the Black woman. And we don't need that divided in our household. I think it was a brother up here earlier that said that one of his family members he doesn't speak to no more over political reasons. And I think that's BS. There are a lot of the older generations that are scared. And that's okay. It's okay to be scared, like Dr. Francois Wilson said. But let's talk about why you're afraid. Let's break that down, why you have fear in you. Okay, because a lot of people are just afraid to take on this quote-unquote unbeatable enemy called supremacy. Now, we're the only ones that have consistently taken on this enemy, and we've gotten this far. And what we're doing now is extremely radical because we're trying to not just change the past, but we're changing the future of our generations. So that's something that's kind of unheard of. A lot of people would just like to crawl away and just accept defeat. And that's not something that we actually do. When you bring out Barack Hussein Obama, you know, first of all, the people that are listening that are connected to him, understand this. Barack Hussein Obama is the reason why a person like Marcel exists, the reason why a person like Black Alpha exists, Sage exists, Tariq Nasheed exists. These people, he started all of this. He's the one that we said, you know what, we ain't getting from this party. We need to step out and do things on our own, unbeknownst to the Democratic Party. He's the reason why we question our loyalty to the Democratic Party today. This ain't the Lyndon B. Johnson party in which we got the civil rights laws passed. This isn't that. Okay, so that was the only time, in all honesty, that something tangible was actually done. So if you're not going to do anything tangible specifically for us, then hold on for a second. Black, take over for a second. Hold on 1 second, Black, take over for a second.
You know I got you, brother. Absolutely. I'm glad my brother said that. Jump back in when you come back, Sage. I'm glad he said that. Let me elaborate on what our brother said. Barack Obama, not only did, he have a backfire 2 days ago when he was talking reckless about us, the whole Barack Obama thing backfired. Let me tell y'all, Obama was here to rock us to sleep. All right. Yes, we can was supposed to be the I have a dream speech. They're still supposed to be raking in the dividends from that. All right. They didn't expect Barack Obama to really only have a shelf life of 8 years. And let's be real, y'all. After about the 5th, 6th year, brothers and sisters was calling him out anyway. He didn't even get out of his second term without the certified grassroots G checking him. They never expected us to wake up the way we have. They never expected this type of delineation. All right. They never did. So Barack Obama got ran out the paint. They were supposed to be selling us Barack Obama in all the schools, telling a bunch of black kids how, he came and yes, we can. And supremacy went away. What ended up happening, family, is that we stood on business based on how a lot of supremacists were treating him. All right. My big bro Tariq always talks about it. He always says how when Obama got elected, the dominant society started to attack a bunch of black people based on the fact that they couldn't get to him. So we stood on business for him. We voted for this man 2 times. You had 60 and 70-year-old people who were standing outside in the rain, sleet, hail, snow for this guy. And he completely disrespects us. And then we had to take all the strays from all them supremacists that were out there upset with him. You couldn't get to Barack Obama, but you can get to that 7-year-old who's walking through your goddamn yard. And he didn't do a damn thing. Matter of fact, let's even take it a step further. He made a bunch of crime protections just for everybody except for us. Yeah, all that blue law, blue light, blue this. He did all of that for them, nothing for us. He also gave reparations to Holocaust survivors and to the people of Guam. Yep. So in terms of reparations, he's giving reparations, just not to black Americans. In terms of crime protections, he's giving them just to not black Americans. And we were out here the ones having to deal with all that. The Trayvon Martins, the Mike Browns, the Jordan Davis, all of them are a result of not just supremacy, but the after effects of Barack Obama. And he sat there and let us take all the strays. So I'll be damned if he's going to come back in 2024 and try to tell a bunch of black people what we needs to do. No, it don't work that goddamn way. Hope. And in the meantime, in between time, what we're doing now is we're establishing it. Trust me, message delivered, message received. He knows exactly where he stands with us. And that's what we're doing. Once again, social media right now was lit up. I did a show last night. Okay. We had about 1.2 thousand people in there. You know what I'm saying? It's sitting at about 12,000 right now, but that's another story. And what it was is a bunch of people wanted to come in and conversate the same way we're conversating right now about how Barack Obama and the Democratic Plantation absolutely means nothing to us. And it isn't just about us saying it. It's about us saying it and them knowing it. And they know. So they better try again. They wanted to get foundational black Americans and sell us that snake oil. Well, they better go get a refund. Okay, you got to come on back up, family. We got to keep this thing rolling. We got to keep this thing rolling. Come on back up. I want to hear, exactly what you had to say. I know one thing, though. I got my sister Miriam up in here, and I ain't heard from Miriam in about, 3, 4, 5 months up in here. So I need to know what's going on out there and on that Illinois side of town. Go ahead, my sister.
For sure. Peace and love and greetings to you, Brother Black Alpha. Brother Marcel, Queen Alpha, and Brother Sage, and all my beautiful foundational Black American freedmen in this space. I'll be touching in and listening and hearing, just been, working a lot and keeping things, ear to the ground and pushing as well in my city because they have plans to gentrify a part of our city, and we know how that goes. So I've been out, making sure our people understand what is being presented to them and making sure that our government is not trying to make us into a, one of those sanctuary cities, because we already standing on business. Like, that's not happening. To face Black men and his cowardice disposition and wag his fingers, he know to do it on a college campus where people are a little more well-mannered. Well, our parents back in the day, they wouldn't have been so well-mannered. They would have tossed that tether out on his tailbone. But yeah, to wag his finger at them and to hurl all those disingenuous, disgusting, disrespectful, self-dejecting ideas of his, scalding someone when he can't even scald his daughters on how to date properly. And just straight up playing and being disrespectful in Black Americans' faces, foundational Black American faces, if those young men were foundational Black American, but still, to give off that type of propagandized piece. And then Magic Johnson also, they were just tag teaming. All these shields was out here working hard, tag teaming, addressing our Black men as if they're children. Wait a minute, hold up. Our Black men are our leaders. They're our fathers, our brothers, our grandfathers, our uncles, our brothers, our sons, our nephews, and our cousins. I dare you, step to them with disrespect and so much vitriol and think that Black women aren't going to say anything. We are foundational Black American freedmen women, and we have our brothers back through thick and thin, short and tall, around the world and back again. There's no way we're going to let no one step to our men, let alone us or our children, and think that they can get away with it. We're going to pull your card. We're going to call your card every freaking time. And we've been giving them that FBA work all over the different platforms. And I'm glad to see that. And I just want to shout out to you, especially Brother Alpha and Sister Alpha and Brother Marcel for taking this into a more of a national and even global fight. Letting them know, no, we're not a one-trick pony. Our vote is for sale. Our vote is lucrative. Our vote is our bargaining chip. Our vote is our political voice, and we can hold it or we can use it. And like you say, we are voting policy for those things that ring true to our agendas, that support us and help protect us. That is what we are voting for. We believe in the right to bear arms. We believe in the right to vote, freedom of speech, and we believe in protecting ourselves. We believe to the right to assemble. We believe to the right of militia. So those are our constitutional rights, and I don't take them lightly. I don't play games with them. And also, I'm tired of everything that our ancestors, our parents, and even ourselves have fought for. They have any word with Black in it. They have taken it to try to COP it, PC it. All the ethnic groups of the skittle of the rainbows, they are trying to give all our rights and resources to these people. They're doing it. And we're taking a stand and saying enough is enough. And I'll yield my time. I love you, beautiful Black family. I'll be in the background, but I'm not going nowhere. I may come back and speak. I'm at work, but I'm listening in. Salute, certified B1 salute, family. Love you all. Peace.
Certified salute. Right back to you, my sister. Right back to you. You know that. Let me tell everybody in here right now. We talk about Barack Obama, okay? Because what we do, we've been checking paperwork. That's one thing about this generation. I don't know what the hell they was doing in the past. They check nobody's paperwork. It's almost like the fax machine must have been broken, okay? Well, ours is fixed because we checking paperwork. And when you look at this man's record, it's identical to Kamala's. real sketchy background, came in on some melanated immigrant stuff, tried to come across like they're one of us. I got to say this, family, and I've been saying this for quite some time. Can we go ahead and put this in the atmosphere and the stratosphere that there's a difference between a light-skinned foundational Black American and a melanated immigrant? Let's go ahead and make that clear for everybody to understand, okay? All right. Foundational Black Americans, we typically have a lot of different shades of Black folks in our family, all right? But that ain't the same as somebody with a little doses of sand melanin in their body, and then they come on over here straight from some village and or wherever the hell they come from. There's a difference between a light-skinned foundational Black American and a melanated immigrant. And what they do is they use these melanated immigrants and they try to pass them off like they light-skinned Black folks. No. Okay, I got a whole gang of light-skinned Black folks in my family. Okay, all different shades of brown and Black. I got a couple that's 3 shades darker than midnight, and I got some paper bag brown. And don't none of them look like Kamala or Barack Obama. So let's make that clear, family, for the next time and the next time and the next time. Speaking of the next time, let's talk about before and the last time. Remember, family, DACA was what you see right now going on. And by the way, they use DACA, Dreamers Act. Martin Luther King had a dream. So you see how literally they tethered on to Dr. Martin Luther King's speech and they phrased it to help immigrants out. Yeah, same thing. You see DACA right now in all those 22 million illegals. That was a catalyst to allow these people to come into our country. And while they sit there and they act like they have no understanding on how to deal with immigration, y'all notice whenever they bring up immigration, if they bring it up to Kamala, she sits there and basically says, I was a prosecutor and I know how to handle the border. That's her answer to immigration, family. Nothing significant, no details, no nuances. You know what that really means, y'all? That the Democrats are low-key saying we're going to continue immigration throughout every single term we have. Shout out to what my brother Marcel said, okay, in terms of closing the borders. People do it all the time. It's called a single issue voter. All right. Folks, they won't give a damn about 32 different issues. They'll vote on the one that matters to them the most. So if you are a Black American and you feel that you want them borders closed and you feel that's the best thing, then you go on down there and you vote for goddamn Donald Trump, because it's going to boil down to this. Either you're going to vote for Trump to close them goddamn borders, or you're going to have mass immigration across the board. Choose what you want to choose, family, but just make sure that whatever you do has the best interest of Black Americans in your mind. Speaking of that, I want to play y'all something real quick. And I don't typically play things on these spaces, but I want to hammer home the point. Y'all know how Kamala Harris and them talk about they don't really know how to handle immigration and they can't come up with a solution. Donald Trump just enacted something called like the Aliens Act, which is from like the 1700s, which means you can prosecute people and you can send them home. All these things that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have right at their disposal, but they refuse to do. Barack Obama had them, but they refused to do. All right. He said when he's president that he is going to institute the Aurora, what y'all seen, the Aurora, Colorado? It's like the Aurora Commission or something like that. And he said he's going to basically put together a commission that gets these people out the country. He talking about the damn death penalty if your ass comes back. You want to get serious about it? Let's get serious about it. You see the governor, what's the dude named Abbott down in Texas? He done designated these Venezuelans as a goddamn gang, and then, or not as a gang, as a terrorist organization. And what's he doing? He's instituting the Terror Act. There's ways of handling these criminal elements that come here from these different countries. I'm going to play all this clip and y'all tell me, does this sound good to you? And this is what Donald Trump is proposing. So listen to this way to handle immigration and then compare it to Kamala Harris's lack thereof.
Upon taking office, we will have an Operation Aurora at the federal level. To expedite the removals of these savage gangs.
Operation Aurora, family. Operation Aurora, to get rid of all of these savage gangs, aka terrorists. Okay, while Kamala Harris acts like she has no way to handle it, you clearly see that Donald Trump does. So if you're looking at closing them goddamn borders, that's the way I suggest you do it. And if you want to vote for that, vote for that. Just make sure you're doing it with the best interest of the lineage in mind. Let's keep the hands rolling. Let's keep everything moving. Sage, you back yet, brother?
Okay, brother Black, I'm back.
I got you,
So
brother. You know I'm
this
with
is
you,
the
brother.
reason
Let's
why
go.
I got cut off.
Let's go.
Okay, you know something happened. That's why I got cut off. Okay, is Marcel good? I'm glad Marcel's still on stage. Okay, so if you live in New York City, I just ran into Council Member Crystal Hudson in Brooklyn. So she does not want to come on and speak on the space, but I wanted her to know that basically we're on a space and we're talking about specifically what the Democrats are not doing for. Let me ask her again. Hold on, because what I want y'all to do, fam, this is what I'm working on. I want to get a council member, sitting council member from New York, to answer questions, and I want y'all to hear her. Black, back to you, brother Black. Hold on.
Put in work. Put in work.
Thank you, Sister Randall. I love her. Giving honor to Brother Marcel, to all the pulpit people, to our Lord and Savior Tariq Nasheed, and of course, Brother Black Alpha and his partner in crime, Afro Elite, and all the wise people on here. I am about to bust open. This is why I didn't try to speak. I just love hearing other people say stuff. I'm probably the only person on this call that went to school with Obama and Kamala Harris. And some of us have been watching, actually, I've been watching this stuff for 40 years. And when you would go, nobody would hear you. People would call you racist, or you don't like people, or you're this. And I want to repeat the story. When I went to Howard, Kamala Harris was in the Caribbean Student Association, and they really did not like us. I got messed over by an associate of Kamala. She was my counselor. Her name was Mrs. Bryan. I believe she was wife to the ambassador of Jamaica, and they dogged the Black American students. So I'm talking about 1984. That's 40 years ago. And I ran into Obama in 1988. And when I was in school, Kamala Harris was a Kappa sweetheart, screwing everybody to make her bones with Black people. This is why we got to talk about it. It's not just Obama people. These folks are getting millions of dollars from the Democratic Party, peanuts, as the rest of us get destroyed. So when you constantly hear about abortion, abortion is a major program that's been supported by the female Black Greek letter organizations as well. They're supported by the male ones. So it isn't that Black people are aligned with the Democrats. It is the people that we think are so-called talented tenth, these traitors, people that we think are cool because they have parties and they step. They're 4 million deep. They betray us. And it may not be the rank and file, but their leadership is foul. As I had to tell a cousin of mine, you're a Zeta. If your leadership is dirty, you're dirty too because you're their foot soldier. We not only need to leave the Democratic Party, we need to leave anything that's not aligned with Black First, that is not aligned with reparations, that's not aligned with Black American sovereignty. Anything that puts anything ahead of that is an enemy. We've got to get the concept that you can too be a traitor to your people. You're a traitor if you're living good and your people are starving. You're doing good, and because you're doing good, you don't want the collective to do good. For too long, that's been understood. Well, we don't want anyone to do bad, but we want as many of us that can live great to do so. And there is a selfishness amongst these people. And because we've tended to be so happy to see somebody make it, we were willing to let 9/10 of us have nothing because we wanted to see someone have. I'm not against Diddy being a billionaire, but I am against him not paying folk. I'm not against Jay-Z being a billionaire, but I'm against him not paying. We aren't against Black folk having money, but we're against people like Oprah Winfrey not even taking care of folks for this film called Slurple and messing over people and stealing stuff like she stole that show she did on the church. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We have to stop justifying treason, betrayal, theft, and corruption among so-called successful Black people. At this point, 99.9% of them are Democrats. Now, let me be clear. The Republicans aren't worth a damn. No party is worth anything that doesn't have policies and tangibles. That's the communists, and the communist light party is the Green Party. All of the parties are no damn good if they're not saying, if the word reparation isn't in their mouth, if the word restitution, equity, justice, amnesty, all of that isn't not just in their mouth, but actions to show us that we're going to get it, it isn't worth a damn. The Republican Blacks because I registered as a Republican. Most of them are not worth a damn. However, we need to learn how to game every system. Every other group of people do it. Whoever's going to give us the most, will we get the most tangibles? Maybe we won't get 80%, but we'll get 75 within this time. We'll get the other 25% the next time we game. We may have to have a 5 or 10-year plan. Now, we need more people to stand up like Black. I'm not out there like you brothers, but I love y'all. But you need to pay attention to the fact that we're exposing Kamala Harris. If you've seen the story of Cherie Peoples, we've been pushing it. I had to out some people, but they picked up the story and they've run with it. We can take both parties down and get what we want. We also need to pick up this whole thing about justice and all of this. I have a cousin who's been fighting the Justice Department for 30 years. His name is Matthew Fogg. We could bring down the Justice Department. All the Boule people, Jelly Roll Roland Martin, people like this are refusing. Even here on Twitter, you used to see all the Black hashtags. Have you noticed? It's hard to find how you plug into Black people. We need our own. We use what we have to use until we can do better. This is what our ancestors did. It is time for us to fight, but we got part of delineation is closing ranks and cleaning out traitors. Obama is a traitor. I can say to you 34 years ago, I watched Obama tell people he our guts. I've been screaming this for years, and folks are finally hearing. So I'm elated. Keep fighting. Don't let these dumbass boomers and some of these broke down exes. I'm sorry. I might be old, but I feel like I'm about 20. I feel like throwing a couple of rocks. Not that that's going to get anything, but I'm pissed. So God bless Marcel. They're down in South Carolina. They're down in Georgia. We need to turn these cities out. If these folks can stand up in the Deep South, there's no reason why we can't flip this thing. Everybody's got to do whatever they can do. Family members against Kamala and against the Democrats. I don't want one of you to register as a Republican, but I would like to see some people like Marcel and others for us to form a Harriet Tubman Nat Turner party. And everybody runs on hardcore grassroots Black and nothing but the Black. This is what we need. This is what we must do. And we must also create a body, a legislative body, a Congress of Black Americans where we can work out policies wherever we are. We need an army. We need a Black Central Intelligence Agency. We must do this. We need not just electoral politics, but ongoing perpetual movements until every ancestor and their descendants are compensated for the genocide, both of us as indigenous, African, and biologically mixed people. Let me land my plane.
Okay, family, I'm back. All right, so shout out to Randy Short. Come here. Shout out to Randy Short. I'm out here with my child. Black, you know what I'm talking about. So I ran into Congressman. Okay, family, she's not trying to talk. But I wanted you guys to hear that. She's not trying to talk. Basically, she's a sitting council member. And was that District 35 in Brooklyn? Specifically the district that I live in. She's the sitting council member of this district. And basically, obviously, she's a Democrat. And I told her that, exactly what this is a space that we're not leaning right, we're not leaning left. But the Democrats are not giving us anything to vote for. They're just telling us what the right side isn't offering. But they're not offering anything tangible in return. I'm respectful, families, to be honest with y'all. Crystal Hudson clearly is a female. I think she's LGBT, whatever the case is. I'm very respectful. So if the person does not wish to be online, I will not put them online. But what I want you guys to know is that these people run from us. When asked legit questions, they run from us. So Again, she did not want to come. And again, I'm at the park right now. She did not want to come online and speak to the family, but I wanted you guys, again, to know when you're out here and you're in these people's faces, and it should not just be Marcel Dixon. It can't just be him by his damn self. When you see them, you approach them, you ask them questions. That's what it's about. That's a real damn pull-up, okay? You ask them questions, real sitting people. And again, this is why you come to Black Alpha Spaces. You never know what you're going to get. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way I wanted to go. Last time went a lot better. And you know what I'm talking about, Black. If you guys are frequently in his spaces, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say last time went better. But what she did tell me after I told her about the space was to send her a DM. So I did. Hopefully she'll join. And then when she does join, if she does join, she will have a front row seat right in front. And I would like for her to speak. Absolutely. You know, and I would like for her to explain what the Democrats, that her party that she's currently in, that she got $174,000 to run her campaign. Yes, I've done my research on her. Absolutely. And again, we're talking about local elections, local politicians. Brother came up here before talking about him voting local. Absolutely. I agree with that. You know, look into your people locally and vote for them. This is someone that's local to me in New York, in Brooklyn. That's someone local. So I know exactly how many votes she got, exactly how much money she had. All of that information, I have all of that on her already. So again, you do your research where you are, family. You hold down where you are, and everyone is entitled to hold down where they are. Don't just look at Marcel. Well, Marcel got it, or Tariq got it, or Black Alpha got it, Sage got it. No. You got it. You be that voice of change. You be that person that changes it. Because Marcel can only handle what he can handle. Black Alpha can only handle what he can handle. I can only handle Dr. Randy Short, Afro Elite, Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed. They can only handle what they can only handle. You handle what you can handle. And unfortunately, like I said, today was an opportunity for me to try to handle something. Unfortunately, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. But it's very telling that she did not want to speak. I don't give a damn if it's impromptu. I understand that. But if you ask Sage the same question on Sunday, you're going to get the same answer on Tuesday, on Thursday, on Friday. It does not matter. I don't change my answers. Maybe she needed to be prepped by the party before she walks into a room such like this. But again, we're not shields. Oh, we might be getting paid by Russia. I don't know. Brother Black, is you back? Are you getting paid by Russia? Did you get your check?
Never got
I didn't
it.
get mine. I never got mine either. So for all the people that say that we're getting paid by Russian bots or whatever the case is, again, this is real life. A council member just got questioned in real life. Ain't no bot doing that.
Can I say something,
Absolutely,
brothers?
Doctor.
To take away our very ability to even express ourselves. It's part of destroying us. I mean, to blare us out with bad music, with bad media, with bad everything, and bad politics and no tangibles as they slowly get rid of us with these illegals. There's no such thing as illegal immigration. Immigration is a legal process. I hear people who've been brainwashed, they don't realize it. Just because they say it on television doesn't mean it's an actual thing. There's illegal migration and there's immigration. You can't, it's an oxymoron to say illegal immigration. And see, when they attack you and say, I'm not against immigration, that's how they catch you. We need to really begin to understand how everything is built around stealing from us. And that's why we're within our rights to get compensated the way that they've given these people. When you go in the stores here, black folk got 4 or 5 things in their basket. The illegals have baskets overflowing with good too. That there's money for everybody but us. It's time for us to be against anybody coming here until we get taken care of.
You know, I want to take my hat off to a person like myself. And yes, I'm getting right back to what I was saying, because you see how he's sitting in this space, ready to take questions, ready to speak to the people directly, to the grassroots, taking the hard questions, giving answers that sometimes are not, sometimes that are not popular. If you guys, in all seriousness, and I want Marcel, please do this. Y'all need to be donating to this brother. Seriously. because there's not many politicians out there at all that's doing that. It's one thing to say, hey, Marcel's good. There's another thing to put your money where your mouth is. So we need to be donating. Again, if everyone in here just gave $10, that would take his campaign through the roof. So if you can, Marcel, if you can hear me, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but if you can hear me, please post your donation link. I know a lot of people, again, it's one thing to retweet it, guys. Great. But if you can put $5, $10 on it, put it on it, because again, he comes into the rooms, he speaks to you, you can ask him questions. He's very accessible. He's not being prepped by the DNC on how to answer questions. So again, I take my hat up to brothers like that, and let's keep the room flowing. Let's go to Yikes. It's on you. Yikes, it's on you. If you'd like to speak, please put your hand up so I can formulate an order, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for letting me come up and speak. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sis, you could be heard.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Black Alpha, for having me speak. Thank you, Sage, for co-hosting. And Sister Alpha is here in the room. Thank you so much. It's been a minute since I've come up and speak, but I was definitely wanted to get in some words on this. I don't know if Obama has lost his Barack mind, come out here and want to talk to Black people as if he is the father of all things Black. He's somebody who has absolutely nothing in common with the average Black person, let alone the average person. He probably just hopped off a yacht and decided that, the DNC and Kamala needed some backing post getting bribed, likely, and then decided to open his mouth to try and have some kind of floundering rhetoric that included misogyny toward Black men. And the thing is that what Black Alpha, Marcel, and everybody else up here has been doing for years is making the narrative ours. We have a narrative and they have a narrative. They are not the do-all and end-all. They just think they are. They think that they can pull somebody up out the woodwork and let them get up on stage and talk in front of 10 or 12 Black shills that's around them, and that Black people are just going to fall in line. But you have every news media cycle right now talking about how embarrassing it was for Obama to get up there and try and berate Black men because he's completely out of touch, for one. For two, he has no idea what the grassroots movement is up to. But the reality is that all eyes are on Black. Black is the narrative. Black is the talking point. Black is the tipping point. And if you look down through all these spaces I've been going to, I've been just sitting silently in the back, just watching. All the folks' eyes are on us because things are moving. And it's so great to see all of the work that you guys have been putting in come to fruition. And now they are scrambling. Kamala is scrambling. Now, one vote went out for her, but she has stepped up on behalf of the Democrats to try and talk to us. Oh no, it's not going like that this time, Miss Ma'am. And I do very much believe that Kamala will lose, in my opinion. And people will be shocked. All of these people who step up and talk and shill for the Democrats and Kamala and all of these foreign-born adversaries towards Black Americans, they will be silent when the results of this election actually get put out, because they are not on our side, and they are, in my opinion, not on anybody's side but their own. And so it's appropriate for us to do the same. I don't want to be long-winded because I really appreciate you guys having this space, and it's been very enlightening and very nice to listen to. But I'd also like to say this: there is no stopping what's about to happen. As long as we continue to have these conversations and have these spaces for people to come up and talk the truth instead of coming up and having some kind of teleprompter, pre-written essay that is meant to corral all the Black people, we will continue to win, in my opinion. We have taken a lot of dubs, and all of these political parties have taken a lot of L's in the past 3 years. Just watching this go down has been amazing. And I would like to stay on the same side of history, but I have to say it's very important that those of us who are informed continue to have conversations that make everybody equally uncomfortable. If we are going to be uncomfortable, everybody's going to be equally uncomfortable around us. You are not going to get to slide and walk off and think that you're okay just because you voted for the Democrats, you supported Hillary, You supported Obama, and now you want to come up here and support Kamala. Oh no, it's up to us to have these conversations with our family, to come informed, come with information, come with facts, and break down their points, because a lot of my family members, me personally, are going to be voting for Kamala, and I am elated to break them down with each and every talking point. And I really agree with what you had to say, Black Alpha, earlier about the fact that Kamala is somebody who is, she's not for us, first of all, but even more than that, people just blindly agree with her or blindly vote for her. We have to have things to break down these points, but also that we do not belong to no political party. They are not our handlers. We do not need them to get what we need from the policy. We need to get their asses out the way. They are in the way of progress. They're in the way of our success. And it's not going to be like that anymore. Things are changing. And it's time for everybody to get on the same page as far as I'm concerned with Black people. And I do it all the time. I make them uncomfortable. I put the conversation out there, and I make sure that when they leave the conversation, they feel foolish if they didn't come prepared. Okay? There's no more of this flat blackness, in my opinion. There's not going to be any more of this walking around here shilling for a party without getting checked. And to me, that's the easiest way to take the conversation directly to the people who need to hear it. That's those of us who are not necessarily informed about reparations, those of us who are not informed about the movement that the new Black media has been doing, and those of us who are not informed about the policies that the Democrats have been doing to disenfranchise us and put us to the side as if we were not the balancing point and the tipping point of these elections. We deserve what we came here for. We deserve what we're coming to the table with our vote for, and we will get it. And on that, I really appreciate you again for letting me speak. Marcel, I'm a huge fangirl. Love to see you up here speaking. You guys enjoy your day and enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for letting me talk.
So, family, just to hit up on something that was true to our community. Sometimes speaking truth to power is not the most friendly thing to do. It's not the most welcoming thing to do. A lot of people thought that Malcolm was a radical, but guess what? A lot of people thought that King was too. A lot of people called Martin Luther King a troublemaker. We must understand that, because he was trying to make it better for all of us. So a lot of people were like, why is he just causing trouble? What's up with this guy? I want y'all to really understand that only 15% of Blacks during that time were actually down with Martin Luther King. 15%. Don't let people think, don't let these people tell you, 98%. And if Randy showed up, Dr. Short is not up here, but he'll tell you 15% of us were actually on cold during that time. The rest of us were running around scared. And even less was with Malcolm. So I just want y'all to digest that. Digest that. Excuse me on that one. Jonathan, it's on you next. Jonathan, it's on you.
Oh, go ahead. Thank you for having me. Can you guys hear me?
That's how you hear me, all right?
All right, good. I just want to kind of continue with my point. Last time I think something wrong with what happened with my phone, but as what you guys have been saying, like, it's good that we're now seeing ourselves as free agents, but I think we need to take it a step further. And just instead of just being like, okay, we're going to now take our talents to South Beach, or take our talents to LA, to the Lakers, or take our talents to the Celtics. It's now time for us to be an expansion team now. The Democrats have now proven and shown themselves to be on their way out. They're about to collapse as a national party. And that hasn't happened since the 1800s, since the 1850s, when the Whig Party collapsed. And that gave rise to a third party, which became a major party, which is the Republican Party, which came from Black people, actually, which was formerly the Free Soil Party. We're in that position right now, where we can now become a major party once the Democrats collapse. We can now create a reparations party or an FBA party, whatever we want to name it. the eyes are on us now. It's now our time now. And now it's time to take it a step further. Go beyond just being a free agent for one side or the other, because both sides are decadent. Well, we know the game. It's now time for us to house our power within our own organization, our own party, and take the game over. And to Obama, I can't believe Obama even thought that he could get out there. I thought that after he said it's hard out here a couple years ago, he got thrashed in. He knew not to take his ass out here, but he thought it would be sweet in the middle of an election season with only like less than 30 days left. He could come out and try to talk down to black people, and the boule even checked him. Like people been saying, the Shield even came after him and was talking like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" Like, bro, it's time's up for them. Time's up for all of this fake black leadership that we've been dealing with. And the game is now in our court. We, for a long time, have not recognized our own power. This nation belongs to us. We are the rightful rulers of this nation. We are the rightful rulers of this planet by proxy. It's now time for us to house and take over our own power and seize the day right now. The momentum is on our side. Just like in 2015 and 2016, when Maga had the momentum, the ball is now in our court fully right now. And now once we take that momentum and once we seize our power and take over, then nobody else can stop us. And everybody else is going to bow down to us. And nobody ever thought that today will be like we will ever see that day. And I'm proud of us right now. Like I'm proud of the moves that we're making. And now it's time to take the next steps to elevate and take over. And I'm gonna just land on that.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Much respect. Let me tell y'all. First off, let me say this. Shout out to Dr. Short. Much respect. That's one of my master teachers right there. I speak to him all the time. Much respect to Dr. Short. He made a great point that I want to further, elaborate on. Notice he started talking about censorship, right? And that's been like a low key kind of issue going on. Kamala Harris is openly out here talking about she wants to stop anybody from really having free speech. She wants to shut down social media. Guess who else has been saying that? Tim Walz. He's been saying that. When Tim Walz ain't busy putting tampons in bathrooms, he's running around here saying that. And then guess who else saying that on top of it is Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton been ducked off with her hot sauce for about 8 years. And now she pops up and she's talking about censorship. And they literally have an onslaught on social media. Family, they're not talking to white people. They're not talking to Latinos. They're not talking to Asians. They're talking about the black grassroots. They're talking about us, the same people who have uncovered that Kamala Harris got about 17 different goddamn grandmas, all right? And ain't none of them black, all right? That's what it is. The same one that showed that all the birth certificates from her family got on. The same people who showed there's about 15,000 different Harrises and they all look just like Kamala, but she say they don't exist. Her daddy's down the street from her don't ever show up. That is what they're trying to censor. Basically, the black grassroots. They want to stop us from putting in that work and they want to stop us from exposing them. They're not talking about Billy Bob or Jethro. They're talking about the new black media. I'm one of them. They're talking about my brother Marcel because they know that we have been breaking down. I'm talking clinically, y'all, to the T. We are so thorough in the process of regulating and G-checking these people. We're putting up birth certificates. Y'all think they would have did that in 2009? You think the 2008, the Yes We Can era? Or go back to the early 90s when Bill Clinton was playing the damn saxophone on Arsenio Hall. You think black folks had the wherewithal, the thought process to lay receipts on the table like that? I'm going to answer the question for you. Hell to the no. There's something different right now. There's something different, and it's taken over this whole country, the whole world. When you see an on-code foundational black American down the street at the store, when you're talking to your brothers and sisters, there's a look in their eyes. It's a whole different energy, all right? My brother Tariq was just talking about it last night. The spirit is strong. You're dealing with people who ain't playing no goddamn more. We understand that we're in the 11th hour. We got to get these people out the paint. I don't give a damn if it's Barack Obama. We got to go ahead and dust off his Yes We Can campaign and put in the Hell to the No campaign. It's been replaced. All right. Kamala Harris running around here talking about collard greens, talking about Converse, talking about Timberlands. We done exposed all that. These people got to go because right now we're making a real genuine change. This is changing the political discourse for the whole country. Remember, y'all, the foundational black American political power is different than everybody else's. Everyone else, they get handouts and benefits. The system works for them. The system works against us. So if we want to attain victories, we got to go about it different. But guess what? We've been winning, going about it different since day one. That's the type of time and energy that we're on. So when you see foundational Black Americans say either we're going to sit on the couch, we're not going to vote, or we say that we're going to be political free agents and we're going to work these parties against each other, that literally throws a wrench in every single thing that they're doing globally. They're trying to bring in millions of Latinos. That is $1 trillion apparatus, not just millions of Latinos, millions of Africans, all right, millions of Asians, everybody that they can find in every dusty corner of the earth. They want to fly them over here and put them in our communities. We're seeing it. But what are we doing? We're combating that and we're stopping that, which means that we are stopping their money. That means all them trillions of dollars that they're putting into immigration, we're the only ones blocking it. Foundational Black Americans, we are the only ones stopping this migrant crisis. Remember, y'all, everybody's talking about it now. Wasn't nobody talking about it before us? We've been the ones highlighting, exposing these people coming into our communities. Every single video you see with a migrant coming into America, 9 times out of 10, is a foundational Black American who's got the goddamn cell phone and they recording it happening. Go watch MSNBC. Go watch CNN. Guarantee what you see about migrants does not match what you see on your social media. They make it look like nothing's happening. Everything's good. There's only 3 of them here. And we're showing these folks hopping over the border, going under the border, flying in. These folks is coming over here with 3-piece suits. We've been the ones exposing it. So therefore, they know that we're costing them the big bucks. We're costing them all them goddamn dollars. And the very fact that we're doing that, we're messing up the Kamala Harris campaign. Therefore, the Democrats know there's no coming back. What happens when they lose? And what happens when they win? Said it before, if Kamala Harris wins right now, they're going to run around. They're going to eventually have Indian women be in the face of Black women. They're doing it now. If they can tell you that Kamala Harris, an Indian woman, is a Black woman, then what you think they're going to do in the next 15 to 20 years? Every Indian woman's going to come over here and say that they're Harriet Tubman and that they're Afeni Shakur. I promise you that's what they're going to do. Watch it, because this is the way they function and this is the way they operate. They have no shame, y'all, and it's only us who have to stop it. So the delineation is the only thing standing in front of migration. And the more we separate, the more we regulate, the more these people got to pack their bags, hit their goddamn U-turn, and head back home. And I send a certified salute to all of my brothers and sisters, not the brothers that Barack Obama was talking about. Because remember, y'all, we was Pookie a few years ago to him. Remember that? Call your cousin Pookie on the phone. Remember that? Now we brothers, right? But it was Pookies. Here, if you're listening, Barack Obama, okay, let me tell you, you're not my brother. Never have been, never will be. My brothers are everybody who's in here, and my sisters are everyone who's in here. That's my brothers and sisters. That's the FBA family tree, and you not like us. Miriam, go ahead.
Thank you, brother. I just wanted to interject right quick that the fact that touching upon what you said, so correct, so correct. If anybody is pushing or leading this deportation situation, it's us. Always have been, because we understand how detriment and how detrimental this is to us as a people, and how serious this is. Like you said, brothers and sisters are beginning to wake up and look around in the 11th hour and see what's going on. And it's us who are the light bearers, as well as the ones who are ringing the alarm and making sure that we're pulling each other's, coattails. Hey, are you sure you know and understand what it is that if you vote anything Democratic, especially for Harris, that is a vote for our demise? It's that serious, because our country has been, how can I put this? The patients in the asylum has taken over. This is a whole situation done by the immigrants. They strategically, over the last 60 years, moved themselves into positions. Remember, you could not be the president of the United States if you were of immigrant descent. Look at how Obama slid into that position. He's Kenyan and he's American, but he's not FBA. You know what I'm saying? And then you look into a lot of these areas in these different positions, both locally and nationally. These people hold multiple spaces, positions that should be ours. They played the skin game, they played the name game, and they slid in. But that's okay, because we're checking hairlines, we're checking kitchens, we're checking family trees, we're checking bushes, we're checking all of it. We're vetting any and everybody, from babies to baby mamas to grandmamas to great grandmamas. We are checking, because we know you don't have a great grandmama here when you are an immigrant. Okay? And we are the only ones, speaking in that same vein, that are not immigrant, because we are indigenous. Some of our ancestry, a small part of it, at one time did come from Africa. But all human beings, if we are going to get on that, derive from there. We went through a new, makeup. Word won't come to me right now, but y'all know the word. Ethnic genesis. We went through a new form of that, and we became a new people. We are, and still is, and always have been, the original American. That's why when these people in power, they so afraid of us truly being educated. Well, they say even if they're educated, we got these boule ones who know truths and hold keys, and they are our black-skinned overseers. We'll give funding to them to ensure them in their lineage, while they sit up there and suffer and make sure it's the destruction of the whole of our lineage. Just for a few crumbs, they sell us out, as our wonderful master teacher, who is also one of my master teachers, Dr. Randy Short, has spoken earlier. This is very deep. It's a lot of twists and turns, and it's rooted deep. The program that Brother Black Alpha did last night was one for the archives. Baby, he went deep. That was deep diving. He tied so many dots. I was so proud of him, boy. I don't think I could be still. I think I was shouting. I was in church. You know what I'm saying? Because he spoke truth to power. Church, no, I'm not that I'm not a Christian. I'm non-religious, but I am spiritual. My Monjaro spirit, baby, was leaping and bowing, slapping hands with Marcel's Geechee Fire. You know what I'm saying? I was so proud of the brother, because it takes a lot of research to dig and pull teeth out of what our government hides. Okay? They hide this information, but it's not like it can't be found. And speak to some of your elders, because they're sitting on a lot of information too. Not only orally do they have information, but they have different Bibles with documentation in it. They have books and everything else. So look also at that. And our job is to stand on these people's necks, stay on their necks, locally and across the country. We have to, be it politically on the main stage and on the minor stage, because it starts locally, but baby, our voices have to count. We are independent, we are free thinking, free will, and we make our own choices. This generation here with the X, Z, and all the others, we're not having it.
Do your part for the tangibles that we're demanding. Do your part. So again, when it comes to, you can't just lean on, oh, well, this guy's going to do this. When is Tariq coming to my town? No. You get something popping. Shout out to my brother Harriet Tubman Spencer. He's trying to get something popping specifically for the Homestead Act. And Harriet's back up here. If you could, brother, but you don't have to do that right now, but later on, because I want to get to some of these hands, we want to definitely get them room moving. I want you to explain to the family exactly what the Homestead Act and why we was denied of it. But let's get to more of the hands. Let's get to Nat Turner. It's on you.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to say, there's a lot of this fear of Trump going around, and I just don't think that that's necessary. I mean, yeah, we know about the Central Park Five, and we know about the incels in their mom's basements that are sea hiling to them and all that crap. But in my opinion, I think we got more done towards justice with Trump in office because he didn't put people to sleep. When obviously we all know that Obama comes out singing Al Green when a kid gets murdered for playing alone with a toy gun in the park, by his government, and obviously doesn't prosecute federally. And then we've got obviously so many cases during the Obama administration, which I call the Obama cost, to be quite honest with you. And no federal prosecution. We got Sonia Massey, just happened. Black woman in office. She's the blackest black woman of black womanhood of black women, and it's like not a damn word, not a damn thing is going on that we know of. So I mean, it's just it's enraging. But the thing is, when Trump got in office and this shit's happened, people started rising up. People didn't go back to sleep because there's one of the talented 10th who isn't even really a black American, is in office, is the president. Is going to come out. He's going to sing Al Green. He's going to shoot a couple of layups, and that's going to make everything cool. So I mean, at least with Trump, people rose up. We saw what happened in 2020.
Much respect, much respect. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to go through the hands. And anybody who else wants to come up, speak your mind, say what's on your chest, go ahead and say it. But just make sure you know that Obama done, Democratic Plantation, and that's all because of foundational black Americans, not conservatives. This isn't because of Ann Coulter. This ain't the right wing. This is because of us. And by the way, let me throw this out there too. What's it been, y'all? 2.5, 3 weeks? Janet Jackson still ain't apologized, right? Right? She stood on business. Goddamn right. That's what we're doing. Chosen. It's on you.
Peace, Black Alpha, man, please. I'm not going to be long. I just want to bring us something to the room, man. For those of you in here that know me, Sage, you, yourself, and Marcel. I don't know if you covered this. I came in kind of late. So it's two things I just want to bring up. Number one, family, y'all remember when Barack Obama was president? That man got up there repeatedly and told us that he couldn't do nothing for us because he's not the president of Black America. He's the president of all America. But somehow, when it comes time to vote, he the president of the black men specifically. That's when he want to talk to Pookie. That's when he want to sit up there and tell us to come and vote. And all them years, 8 years, he sat up there and told us that he wasn't the president of Black America. So don't come to us now and try to be the president of black men, because you know what they're trying to do. They basically trying to set us up to be the fall guy, because he's not understanding. Like you said, Black Alpha, Barack Obama. If y'all go and look at that video, look at how defeated and deflated he looks. And the reason why that woman ain't getting, whatever you want to call it, ain't getting as a support that they want is because we fell for that bull with him for 8 years. We saw he ain't do nothing. We know what we're going to get with her. She already told us. We know. We all saw the Griot interview. We know what she said. We know what she's about. We know what's going on here. And black folks, we ain't falling for that right now, especially black Americans. We ain't falling for that. And it's a poll, Black Alpha. I'm going to see if I can put it in. I don't know how to put it up in the Jumbotron. I'm going to see if I can send it to you in the message. I just seen a CNN poll, and they went from 2016, 2020, 2024, and they showed you exit polls of black American votes. In 2016, I think it was 96. 2020, it was 90. The exit poll right now, family, is 78%. This woman ain't got a chance in hell. Just like way back when Obama was president, and we all know, we can all click off the names of all of the black men and women who were, and all he did was give speeches. And did he go and pass one bill for protection? He ain't do shit. He went to the church, and again, black folks stopped falling for the BS. What did he do? He went in there, and all the people were swooning because he started singing Amazing Grace. Y'all remember that? But he ain't had no grace for those 9 people to pass a bill to protect us. So don't let, like the brother was saying earlier, and Nat Turner said earlier, don't be scared. I'm not scared of no President Trump, a return of him. Like Project 2025 don't scare me. Last thing I want to say is, brothers and sisters, the hell with it, Project 2025. Look at who your ancestors were, how they stood on business. We survived Project Slavery, Project Jim Crow, Project Segregation. We survived Project Lynching, Project over policing. All those projects we survived. I ain't give a damn about no damn Project 2025. Yo, I'm done with that, man. Black Alpha, I appreciate you having the space, man. Brothers and sisters, give me a follow if y'all don't already have me. And like he said, man, we all got to do our part. We all got to do our part. We all can't be Black Alpha. We all can't be Sage. We all can't be Brother Marcel and run, but you can confront these politicians when you see them. You can retweet, man. I'm done. I appreciate the time, Alpha. Peace.
This how I go. We're gonna keep it moving. CJ Wolf, it's on you.
Yo, what's up, my brother? How you doing? I'm a first-generation American. I'm 34% black, but my African background comes from Jamaica and Scotland. So what's up?
All right, what you want to talk about? Go ahead, speak. Go ahead. Go ahead, speak. Go ahead.
My question is for everybody here. I want to recognize.
You got to go, because I'm hearing echoes in the background. That look real oppy. Sorry, homie. Let's keep the hands moving. Juicy Genius, it's on you.
Hey, peace and power to you, Black Alpha. Shout out to the co-host Sage. Peace and power to all the descendants in the space. I was literally just going through the through the jumbotron trying to get this donation in over to Marcel's team. I'm going to walk it like I talk it. I'm going to contribute where I can to who I know that's actually out here doing the work. Shout out to everyone and all the descendants in the space. I just wanted to say that as a first-time Republican voter, I feel like I can honestly say that Obama broke my heart just as a Black voter. I expected a whole lot from Obama, and I got less than what most people expected, right? Just a bunch of words and just blatant disregard, blatant, just completely ignored. They really run a real big finesse move on us. I was super young, in my early 20s during his first election. And at this point, 20 years later, 3-4 administrations down the line, I realized that he just ran a big finesse move. And then while he ran on hope and no real tangibles, after multiple interviews that surfaced that said he was never going to do reparations, he sounded just like Kamala now. And I feel like now they're running to Obama because he had the swag and he was Black America's favorite president, but they don't know that this is a different generation of Black voters that have emerged, and we're just not falling for the finesse any longer. You can't finesse your way into an election. You can't pretty privilege your way into the presidential seat, Sister Kamala Soro. Pretty privilege is not going to get you the seat this time. Pretty privilege probably got you a lot of places. I'm hosting a space talking about how pretty privilege is used in politics and how it works for some and not others. Because, Stacey Abrams, her pretty privilege didn't get her where she wanted to go. And she was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. She didn't win. Because you see somebody that everybody loves and they're smiling all the time and non-threatening and bright-skinned and different things like that. And when you sit down and you expect intellect, when she opens her mouth, that's not what you get. You really get incompetence, to be honest, and scripts. So just as a Black voter, I don't subscribe to being a Democrat or a Republican. I just vote for who I know is going to deliver some policies that's going to actually impact or improve Black America. Now I'm more mature now. I'm a grown ass woman now. Now I realize it's time to make some deals. Bump your feelings, bump the finesse, bump the glitz and glam, screw all the basketballing and dancing and swag surfing, all that. I don't care about none of that. It is all a plot and a ploy to really just neglect Black votership and the brilliance of Black voters and the policies needed for Black voters. It's just to say, hey, just give them warm and fuzzy. That works every time. Now, what used to work don't work anymore. They don't know how to approach. Look how they're treating Black media. How do you have article after article after article of the Democratic Party's candidate for president for 2024 raising almost $1 billion in campaign funding, and you don't even spend an ounce of that with Black media, right? You don't spend a dime with Black media. Why are they saying that? Why are comments coming out from your campaign saying that you're losing half of your campaign because there's not being led? You're being led. Well, when you have a campaign, you have a team of people that work together to get you to the win, and they're walking away. Why are they talking about dropping your vice president elect because of scandal at this point now? And it's a new emerging story or scenario. It's coming from the inside. This is what happens. You propped up a candidate that never earned her seat. Pretty privilege is getting into places that you didn't earn, you didn't work for. And I thought this was the nation to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You have to do that in politics as well. You want the votes from your constituents. You want the votes for your base. You have to be out here with the people. We don't see you everywhere. I never see you canvassing. Never seen one canvas. No door to door. You know, back in the day, back in the old school day, you had no problem canvassing. You can host an event, people can show up. But sometimes when you show up, that resonates a little bit more. Where's the canvassing teams? I'm in Georgia. Everybody's going to be fighting for Georgia once again. I don't see any signage. Where are the signs? The yard signs. There's a few scattered here and there, but out of billions of dollars, who do you have out here on the grounds in the states that are most important for you to win? Making sure your messaging is out there. So I just wanted to say, just as a Black American woman, 5 generations into this nation and this land, I realized that politics is really business. So business-minded people, we understand what to do. It's unfortunate that being so loyal to a political party yield us no return, but you live and you learn, and then you move accordingly. Peace and power to the fam. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to speak in your space.
Absolutely, sister. Good point. I'm down in Georgia too, and I'm letting everybody know Georgia is Trump's country. And to be honest with you, it probably really was in 2020 because I believe that there was some finessing that went on with the last election. Let me throw somebody out there real quick, family. Stacey Abrams. I want y'all to rewind. Go back to Stacey Abrams in 2020, or as I call her, Mammy Luther King. I want y'all to remember how much they used to speak about her in 2019, 2020. They would always promote her. All right. And by the way, the Democrats invested in her for years. She was at the inauguration for Bill Clinton in like 96, way back. So this shows you how long they will pay off people in their scheme and their scam to blind Black Americans. So they invested in Stacey. They got her all the way up in Georgia in 2020. She got mopped in every election she ever ran for, but they were trying to give her this credit for being like the most prominent, influential woman in the world. Everybody was talking about Stacey Abrams. How many times have they talked about her recently? When was the last time you seen her? As a matter of fact, I believe me and my brother Marcel might have been the only people who seen her when we went to see her in Savannah when she was trying to campaign for the mayor. They rolled her in, they rolled her out. But go back to 2020, and it was really Joe Biden, Donald Trump. You kind of heard a little bit about Kamala, but you heard more about Stacey Abrams back then, because they were trying to position her, basically force feed her onto everybody. And if you look now, when she lost, they were trying to blame Black men back then. Remember, Black men didn't support Stacey Abrams. So you see the propaganda from the Democratic establishment. You see it, as our sister just alluded to. When they don't have their same game plan working, they really don't have nothing. The Democrats got about 1-2 things that they can do. And when that don't work, they ain't got nothing to give. They try to hustle Black Americans. When they can't hustle Black Americans, it's over. I've been telling everybody for the longest. The foundational Black American vote, or lack thereof, can build the Democratic Party, or it can cripple the Democratic Party. And y'all might as well pull out the wheelchairs, because they're getting crippled right now. The numbers are coming in severely under. They're low key the worst numbers polling for the Black American vote that a Democratic candidate has had. You're talking about 70%. And I've always been telling folks, all you got to do with the Black vote, don't vote Democrat at 5 to 6%. And trust me, they're going to feel it. They're going to feel it in their pockets, and they're feeling it in their pockets. That's why they send out Barack Obama. Barack was quiet. Barack really wasn't doing nothing, because there's a lot of dissension in the Democratic Party any goddamn way. Barack Obama, he came, he did the DNC, and then he left. And he ain't really showed up. You know why? He showed up because they said, listen, it's the 11th hour. These Black folks, we can't move them. There ain't no fish fry. We can't feed them no goddamn food. We can't give them no goddamn tap dancing. Nothing's working. Call up Obama. Then they found out in the last 48 hours, he ain't working. Where's Clyburn? My brother Marcel on the stage right now. He was going to debate Clyburn. Clyburn didn't show up. And if you think about it, Clyburn ain't really been nowhere, because Clyburn didn't want to see Master Joe go. He don't really rock with Kamala. All right. Obama, he don't really rock with her, because how long did it take for him to endorse her? There's a lot going on in the Democratic establishment, scandal after scandal after scandal. And I'll say about 90% of them, we in the Black grassroots have been the main ones putting it in the Jumbotron on the main screen and exposing it. So pat yourself on the goddamn back and pop your own goddamn collar. They're afraid of us. That's why Kamala Harris is running around here very, very seriously trying to, take down and censor all social media. She's talking to the grassroots because their election or them losing the election, it's all based on us. That's it. That's our political power. Our political power don't look like everybody else because it's been established we are not everybody else. So they're afraid and they're going to continue to be afraid. And that's a good thing. All of this is good. We are all witnessing right now the Democratic establishment going down the drain, and any establishment that ever takes Black Americans for granted. They can bring out Obama out the paint. Kamala, be honest with you, I'm already hearing word on the street that she's already looking at going back to California and trying to be the governor. That's what I'm already hearing right now. They're going to try to position Gavin Newsom probably in 2028 for the presidency. And I'm seeing she's already seeing past this loss that she's about to get in November. And she's going to take herself back to California and try to position herself out there, because positioning yourself in Washington, D.C. is not going to work because you need the Black vote to do it. And that little measly 70% ain't going to get it, and it ain't going to cut it. And it's that way because we made it that way. Let's keep it going. Ron, I can't see your whole thing, but you've been on stage for a minute. Ron, SPC, can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks for pulling me up. I wasn't looking to speak. Basically, I speak by remaining silent. But I encourage this delineation movement. I think that's awesome. I think it should lead into a stronger reparations movement. I think Black people should consider forming their own party. I don't like some of the people that say I'm voting for the couch. Something I just thought of today, maybe you might consider if you're going to vote as a protest, register as maybe possibly as an independent and take yourself away from the Democratic Party. Thank you for letting me speak.
All right, appreciate it. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Okay. Go ahead, Sage. It's on you, bro. Take the floor.
You know I got to jump in. So I am registered currently as an independent. I've always been registered as an independent, and I don't believe in I don't believe in just voting just to vote. I'm not voting against the Democrats. I'm not voting against the Republicans. I'm voting for something. And if no one has Black on the agenda, I will not be voting. People that do not vote are people that are in revolt. So I do support the couch of the Living Party. That's the party I'm looking forward to voting for. And I don't support people just going out there and voting for Jill Stein. Jill Stein she's not speaking reparations in the sense that we are. She's not speaking an anti-Black crime bill in the sense that we are. She's not speaking progression of the Black community like we are. So I don't support just voting for something in a protest. I don't support that. And so Black, it's back to you. Who's next, Black?
Appreciate that, family. And I'm with you on that one. If you feel like you want to vote the couch, if you feel you want to vote rocking chair or folding chair, recliner, then you do so. Family, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. We are political free agents. All right. You ain't got to sign with a team. You can do whatever you choose, however you choose to do it. It's about the thought process. The political season highlights a psyche within a lot of Black folks, and you can tell the difference between the two of them. I told y'all, you got folks who either stand on business or stand on the plantation. It is all about the choice to go left, go right, or stand idle right where you are, okay? It's like playing blackjack, family. That's the way we get down. That's the way we move. That's the way we function. That's the way we operate. And remember, if somebody does not have what you are demanding, then you don't go vote for them. And if you do vote for somebody, you're going to the highest bidder. That's what it's all about. That's what it's always been about. Everybody else plays the game. So don't be mad when Black Americans show up to the party.
I'm going to come back around to you, Miriam. I just want to get the rest of the stage. I know, Joe, you've been waiting for a little while. What you got for us, Joe?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say, I wanted to offer a really quick simile. So we've been, just putting the political side for a second. We've been in the quote unquote Black community talking about relationship things for the longest time. And we spent years. It went from, it was never just on the social media. It was clearly in our households talking about how, Black men ain't SHIT, right? And we've been doing this for the longest. And we've been shaming Black men and telling Black men they're no good and they need to get better. And for some reason, it's been this thought process that if you keep shaming black men, somehow you'll change their mind instead of them being disgusted with the fact that you keep trying to shame them instead of working with them, right? Instead of wanting to bring the positive reinforcement. Everyone else is supposed to be kid gloved and spoken to in a nice way and giving you the love first. And if you critique them, you need to say it with positive parts first. And even when you go to your job, they telling you how you need to offer a positive compliment first and then lead with the critiques, right? It's funny how we're doing this with our community when it comes to the politics side. We're taking the same approach that we've done with the dating aspect that clearly hasn't helped with generations being 20 to 25 years. So for the past 2, almost 3 generations, we haven't seen a difference in our households with the people who are growing up with a mother and father, who are married in a cohesive household without the dysfunction. It's not really changing like that. Now it's praise men, shame black men. And so we're taking this approach where on the politics side, where somehow someone thinks that it didn't work in 2020. Every time black men have an independent thought outside of something, it's shame him for thinking. Shame you for wanting to have a thought process. It was shame him for not being in the household when it didn't matter how he was in the household. It's shame him for not being in the household, even though you may have not have chosen for him to be in the household. Now it's shame him for even thinking about what he wants to do. So we're saying that we should support a group of people when already they're pandering to one group that looks like us. And they're saying, well, the black woman is the leader in the household. Tell her to tell the black men what to do. And it's gotten to the point where even black women are disgusted with this because they realize automatically that light bulb started to go off. And you're like, oh man, so black men weren't lying. We really have been trying to put foot to ass to black men. And now the Democratic Party, excuse my language, thinks that they can keep telling black men, if you don't vote for a black woman or who we're deeming to be black or who we tell you what to do, you can't be black. And therefore you are a misogynist and a misandrist. And somehow you hate black women, you hate black people. But I could have sworn we live in a country that has had their foot on white women's necks for how many years and didn't allow them to have bank accounts, didn't allow them to have jobs, and also put a born male on the cover of a magazine and called them the woman of the year. I could have sworn these men have had their foot on their women's neck. Are they not the ultimate misogynists? So why are we spending time even entertaining the fact that a group of people can tell you that your man can't lead, that your man can't think, that your man has no right to have a mind frame? I think it's insanely disrespectful and disreputable of us to even have to be in a position where it didn't happen in 2020, where black men only voted what was it, a little bit of difference, but they were blamed for when they won. So now you're going to be blamed and so in order to make sure they scapegoat the fact that in case she loses and all the things don't work out, let's blame black men again. Like at this point, it has to be disgusting for us where we talk about, well, you got a black mama. I could have sworn most of us in this room who look like each other, you have a black father, whether you're mad at him or not. Don't we have a black father? Don't we owe some respect to ourselves to stop wanting to pedestalize men and then sit here and allow it to be like, okay, our men are finally in a space where they're saying no more and they want to think for themselves, and we're trying to shame them for having the thought. Even when the guy, because I'm not just gonna call you no brother, even when the man came in here and he said that it was stupid of people to make a decision to vote or not. At this point in time, in a country of 340 million people, that's what they have in the books, but really probably more closer to 370 million people with all the immigrants that are in this country, that you're telling me that a citizen of the United States can't make a decision to do what they want? You're not going to these other groups of people and telling them they don't have these rights, but black men are the only ones who are being critiqued for having the right to think. And at some point for our people, we have to realize that this is a burden that you're trying to alleviate yourself from, being able to notice this, that is something that's wrong when the country is saying their country is saying it's okay to jump on this one person's back, as if the voting block is much bigger than Americans. It's not. They still have the larger voting blocks. Unless we're going to go shame everybody for not wanting to be behind this woman, what is the point of this? So black men are not the only ones in this country not allowed to think. And that was just really quickly. And I also wanted to say is that I find it also where, especially in the South, and you live in places that have a lot of colleges, or across the Carolinas, especially in North Carolina, there's a research triangle. There are a lot of different immigrants moving in, especially South Asians. And they allowed us to say that black jobs only consist of corporate jobs and political positions. And that was one of the most ignorant things to ever say, as if we don't live in a service economy country. How can we say that black jobs are only the jobs that only we occupied maybe 30 or something to up to 30%, which is so disrespectful to the people that you walk up to who used to work at the Walmarts. But now if you go to a lot of these places, you see a whole bunch of Indians who used to work at the fast food places, but now when you go to a lot of the fast food places, department stores, and clothing stores, you see a lot of Hispanics. So it's disrespectful to try to disavow your own people, quote unquote Black Americans, quote unquote Aboriginal Americans, and say that black jobs can only consist of the ones that you deem are the high value ones who work in corporate or who have political positions, to the fact that their jobs are disappearing. Yes, black jobs are being taken away, and the person who said it was not wrong. You literally had these people making fun of you and being disrespectful and saying, "Oh, you wanna work at Burger King? I'm taking your black job." Yes, now that if you go to a Burger King, you're not seeing as many black people, especially black women, that you used to. When you go into the Walmarts, you're seeing a lot more Indian people, and people are gonna be like, "Oh no, they only have STEM jobs." No, they don't, because unlike black Americans, they are allowed to come to this country and stay 2, 3, and 4 generations in the home, and they can put together 4 minimum wage jobs, and if minimum wage is $8, right, $7.50, and they can put that together times 4, that's the $32 an hour that they're making as a group. If there's 4 adults versus that one man that we're deeming as he's less than, if he doesn't make all the money and pay all the bills, where they can put all their money together. But we're telling black men that they have to do everything, plus they have to listen to us and do exactly what they say, like they're damn dogs. This is what's happening in our country. It's okay for them to put their money together, and it's okay for them to delineate. South Asians are not calling themselves Koreans. South Asians are not calling themselves Vietnamese people. But if we don't consider ourselves Nigerians, if we don't consider ourselves Jamaicans, if all of a sudden we're supposed to be part of this diaspora, all of a sudden we're bad people for delineating. When you look at it out here, other groups of people are delineating every day and showing us that they don't mind coming in and taking away from us while never giving back. There is no parity with black Americans or Aboriginal Americans and other outgroups. They have no parity with us. Whatever we give to them, they only take more. If we give them an inch, they're taking 24 inches. So I just wanted to say that is something that we need to be constantly aware of. Not to say that no one is not aware of it, but we need to be constantly having that in our mind, that this is the disrespectful end of wanting to be this, take the Martin Luther King side of things and say that we're all one people. We're not one people. We've never been one people on this planet. Even trying to dissuade our history to make us all only descendants of slaves, that is disrespectful to the fact that quote unquote people have always been shipbuilders who look like us in other parts of the world. But now the only way you can get to a landmass is through chains and shackles, because somehow this one group of people who only makes up 10% of the world's population is somehow smarter than everybody. They're the only ones who build ships, and they're the only ones who can navigate the Atlantic Ocean without engines, without the ability to understand how the water works. Well, I mean, come on, like seriously, this happened like this, 12 million people, like come on. It's always just so silly how we take these parts. And I know that I sound passionate and I'm not angry. I just
want us to keep the awakening happen. It's bad enough that we got on social media and we were being ourselves, of course, but we forgot that eyes were watching us. And now our words that used to be called jive, that used to be called slang, that now they want to coin it as AAVE and they're studying it, that we can't even use words like woke and black power, which was the thing for our group of people, not for all groups of people, but our groups of people. And now these people are making themselves sick with words that they were never supposed to use outside of the dictionary meaning. And now they're sitting here getting upset because you're sitting here with an Indian woman who has Irish background or whatever she's supposed to have, and she's telling the word woke. Why is she using the word incorrectly? She's supposed to only use the word woke in a sentence describing a person who has gone from asleep to now awake. The word was our
Hey,
word.
sister.
Our words. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. I'm done.
No. Hey, I got to land the plane, sister. We got a lot of hands to
I'm
get to.
sorry.
No. You did a great job. And you talk about being passionate. Good. I'm known for it. So appreciate you, sister. Absolutely. You summarized the last 4 years, the last 8 years, 12 years, all the way back. You absolutely 100% correct. Much love and respect. Let me add to what you just said real quick. And you made a great point, how they always speak about the black man and the black woman separate politically. When was the last time somebody talked about the Asian woman vote or the Latino woman vote? They don't do that. They only talk about black American men and black American women separately, politically. Everybody else, they're combined as one because they want to give them combined tangibles, combined resources. For us, they want to have a split, divide and conquer so they can give little trinkets over here and little trinkets over here, but it doesn't go to the greater community. And what we're seeing clearly, based on all my certified brothers and all my certified sisters, what we're seeing is that we are united. Foundational Black Americans, those of us who really matter to the movement, we on the same page, we on the same type of time, and that's why you get what you get. I'm gonna tell you how it helps. It helps with you dropping down and not interrupting the God when I talk. That's how. Get the hell out of here, homeboy. As we were saying, we don't play them games on the Black Ops Network, y'all. We don't do that. You don't. No. It's like when your mama cooking in the kitchen, family. Don't bring your ass in there loud, okay? Let mama cook in the goddamn kitchen. Same way when Black Alpha cooking. You go ahead and get on out of here, brother. As we were saying, family. We are G-checking shills, just like that guy. You can't come back up, homie, so quit asking. We're having a real intellectual conversation with real intellectual brothers and sisters, and you see the shills right there coming in. You see how I didn't give that brother the time of day? You feel me? Now you see who's putting in that work, and you see who's doing the real regulating. That's us. You see right there who's trying to slide in and trying to get a last word in and just come in with the confusion. But you see that we're not giving that any type of time, energy, or effort. We got a focus. We got a mission. We on it. We're staying on the right track, on the right train, and we're going to where we want. And anytime a shill or anytime an opposition pops up and they babbling, you just go ahead and give them that G-check smack on the way to the bank. Where I'm from, we call that multitasking. As we proceed to give you what you need, family. Go ahead, Sage.
So he did ask a great question. How does that help? That lets these politicians know that we do not support not being listened to. We do not support a politician that does not represent us. When America was created, they created this thing called the government. It's supposed to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. And if we feel that our government is not for us, why are you voting for something that you don't support? Whether that be Democrat or Republican. So, with that, and I'm coming around again, we're going to come around to all of you guys. If you do not have your hand up, I'm going to assume that you do not want to speak.
I think Love I Am was next.
Okay. I got you, sis. I'm coming to you. Again, I'm going to assume that you do not want to speak. I'm going to drop you down. We have a lot of people that want to come up. And I know Brother Black, I know Queen ain't going to allow you to be on here for so long. So again, yeah, let's get to the hands. And Queen, I'm behaving.
Hey guys. Hey, thanks for this space. This is excellent space. I'm so happy that you having this space. And I really appreciate Joe that went before. I love when Black American men and women have the free space to just speak what's on their mind, and I appreciated that submission. So yeah, I actually and people have heard this story before, but it's relevant. In 2009, with Barack Obama being on the candidacy or whatever, and that was my first time to vote, I did not vote for him. I did not like him. I didn't like that dude. I didn't like him because I've been around Black American excellence my entire life. I love Black American men. I think we have the best men on the planet. They have the kindest hearts. They do have emotional intelligence, and they are strong warrior spirit, superior aptitude, in my opinion. And I did not like him because I felt like he was appropriating a Black American man's identity, is what that was. I used to question when I was younger, well, hey, we've been in this country for a long time. Why have we never had a president that's reflective of the Black American community that I see? And then to put him out there, this we don't know who he is. He's literally a random. He literally he was the child of a single mother, and Black American women have literally worn the had the scorn of single motherhood our entire life, and that's literally how people have judged us. So our entire experience, rather. So it's just okay that you get what I'm saying? Like, they're not even being measured by the same standard. I felt he was unintelligent. He seemed like, I used to joke with my friends and say, like, he just seems like somebody that used to get C's his whole life. Because for how I was back then, it's like, I'm unimpressed by him. I didn't see him represent anything that I have been around my entire life. So I didn't like him, and I didn't vote for him. He didn't get my vote ever. And I got a lot of pushback from the community. And I take it with a grain of salt because I understand what we were dealing with. But with this election with Kamala, one thing that I said that I will not accept is someone appropriating my identity as a Black American woman. I don't want to see you going around pretending to be me, because that's essentially what she's doing. Stay in your lane. And I had found myself frustrated a little bit because I'm like, see, they keep saying Black women will vote for her. And no, I'm frustrated that she's operating in my image and my likeness. And I think I had felt like the reason why people did not understand that is because, and I have to say this, I was thinking that Black men were not upset enough about the fact that Barack Obama had just done the same thing. He literally is pretending to be you, and he's not good at it. He's not good enough. That's literally how I felt. And you say if I have a superiority complex, I don't give a I think Black American people are the best people on the planet. No one compares to us. So I really was feeling like, damn, Black men, they just weren't mad enough about the fact that this mediocre bastard. Oh, I bought some. This mediocre bastard is operating in their image and likeness. And so I love that I see the enemy always overdoes it. And they always overdo it. They sent his ass back around when he literally should have read the room and taken a back seat. I'm glad that was a misstep. And because these groups, they lack foresight, and they have never been able to effectively gauge the consciousness of Black Americans. So they don't know that we will find it frustrating to have some boy talking to us crazy. And that's exactly what happened here. And I'm glad it's happening. And I hope that Black American men, I hope they get more upset about it, to be honest. I love that I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing that because he had that paternalistic tone. These people think that our group is not capable. They think that because we have not had a Black American for president, it's because we're not capable. But the reality of the matter is because our consciousness, yes, and our actualization is the greatest threat to this nation. They don't want us in these high offices. We would not be sending money to Israel. We would not be giving immigrants a damn thing. We would not be sending money to the Ukraine. We would not be spending frivolous funds and frivolous wars. So that's why we're not there. It's not because we're not capable. And so Barack Obama needs to change his voice tone or not speak to us at all. You're better off literally just not speak, don't even acknowledge us the same way you had done for your entire time in office. Do that. How about that? So I'm just really happy. I hope that Black men stay in this vein and literally run his ass all the way down. Because they around and they have to find out now.
You see what's in Love I Am's background? That's why we do what the we do. Excuse my language, Black. I know y'all heard that baby in that background. That's why we speak out. That's why we want change. That's why we do what we do today. Go ahead, Black.
Appreciate that, family. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And it's good to hear us get this, real energy out there, letting everyone know that we are serious politically. And y'all notice that we have been here having a very serious political conversation in great fashion. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple little, hiccups here or there with, bad energy, low vibrational folks. But we don't really stop the train for that, family. We just continue to focus and stay on the right path, because this is why we are moving in a different direction. We've done more in the last 5 years than they've done in the last 50. We're very serious people, and we got a real, genuine wherewithal and a very genuine thought process on how we're going to get it. And we get it by having these conversations, this dialogue, focusing on what we have to do, and just calling out all the operatives like Barack Obama and the Democratic Plantation. And it's very simple. If anybody's still trying to figure out why the Democratic Plantation is such a bad thing and how it's such a toxic, hazardous thing to the Black community, then they'll never learn. All right. Those of us right now who are understanding what it is and making the proper moves and the adjustments to get rid of it, those are the people who are going to shape the future, as everyone has put up. Both our sisters who just spoke laid it out perfectly clear. Sage has, Marcel, Mark Carter, everybody's laid it out. Juicy Genius, you as well. We've all laid it out why the Democratic Plantation is folding and is falling, and we're seeing the electoral actually change. It's shifting right in front of our eyes. And we did that by identifying the problems, identifying the issues, and being honest about it. All right, intellectually honest, and staying focused on where we're going. They always try to sell us that voting blue, no matter who, was the way to go. They've always sold us that we just need to close our eyes and just go vote for these people for no reason. Just go do it just to go do it. All right. Why is everyone else voting? Because they actually get receipts. They get receipts for what they get. Why were Black folks voting? I still can't figure it out. What has changed? You can literally look at where we were in the beginning, and you can look at where we are now, and it's never made a change. Trickle downs never worked for us. Okay. It's not this thing where we're going to give every other community something, and then eventually it's going to trickle all the way down to Black Americans. All right. Because a lot of folks went with that, and now we're under the damn immigrants. So trickle down economics is going to Julio, who just got here last night, and we're not receiving that. So when you go through every single thing that they put in front of us and they forced on us, it has given us the main understanding that the Democratic Plantation has been the number one operative of us politically. Because I want y'all to remember, when you start dealing with these two political powers and these two political parties, is a duopoly, to be honest with you, you're dealing with people who understand one way or another, Black folks got to be on somebody's plantation. And the goal is not to run from one plantation to the other plantation. The goal is to be independent and build our own land. Okay, we built this land. Let's build our own land politically. Let's duplicate and mimic that. So if you want to run from one party and have a love affair with them, and then you run to the other party and have a love affair with them, that's not the time we own. We strictly business. All right. No emotion. It is only business. We're not going there. We're not crying. We're not getting upset. We're not sitting there trying to please to these folks. We're not begging to these people. That's what they did in the past. And you end up with people like Barack Obama. All right. Lecturing our children. He lectured kids 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and he's doing it now. All right. And by the way, I questioned some of them men that were behind him because some of them hairlines was dancing backwards. I'm just saying, checkmate. But if you look at what the Democrats have put forth for us, nobody can actually give us anything that's been specific. And we have been the only community that has been brainwashed to believe that politicians are not to do anything for you specifically. No other community speaks like that. No other community talks like that. You'll never hear a Latino tell another Latino that government ain't supposed to do something for you specifically. That's why they get things. You'll never hear an Asian tell another Asian that the government doesn't do things for you specifically. But if you want to hear Black folks tell other Black folks that the government can't do nothing for you, you got a whole Democratic plantation that tells you that. And we have been the only people that have told other people in the community that this is the way it operates and the way it functions until now. Now we're operating the same way everybody else does. We're moving in the same political system that they do. Only difference is that we got that foundational Black American freedman energy, and we're We're going to do it on a whole nother level, unlike any of them. We continue to build, work, shine, and grind. We're going to build with all my beautiful foundational Black American women in here. We're going to build with all my beautiful foundational Black American children and all my certified brothers. That's what we're going to do. Anybody with the negative, low vibrational energy, you're not going to knock our shine. They just play themselves, family. Let's keep it going. Angelic, speaking of my beautiful foundational Black American sister, it's on you, sister. Tell the world how you feel.
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me come on and speak. I just want to speak on two of the previous callers. Let's start with that gentleman, Ellis. Okay. I noticed one thing that he said was that we're not just Black. We don't have to vote for things that are just Black. We're mothers and we're this and we're that. First of all, we're Black first. I don't know what you are, sir, but we're Black first. Yes, I'm a mother. Yes, I'm other things, but we're Black first. And that I saw that FBA in his profile as well. I need to check the paperwork on that because I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it. And the other gentleman who said something about that Ron SPC, I think he just kind of dropped down and dropped out. He said something about, I don't like people saying they're not voting. And it was really the same thing as that Ellis guy talking about how, well, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. If you saying oh, it's just stupid. First of all, I'm sick and tired of Black folks being talked to like we're some unruly children. We know what we're doing. We're very intelligent people. We're very politically intelligent. We're very politically mature. We know what we're doing. We don't need to be told who to vote for. I think you should vote for Trump. I think you should vote for Kamala Harris. I don't think you should not vote. I think it's stupid. Nobody asked you what you thought, Ron SPC. And I think he was a gentleman too. On top of that, you're not even one of us trying to tell us what you think. We don't care what you think. We're grown over here. If you don't want to vote, if you want to vote couch, I've seen some real funny ones too. I'm voting for the top of the ticket. I've seen some funny ones. Someone had bed slash couch. I've seen futon slash couch. I think it's funny. The only thing that's going to have me looking at you side-eye is if you say you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, or I call her Chameleon because I don't even know how her name's pronounced. I don't care. That's only going to have me looking at you side-eye, but we grown. We grown over here. I'm sick of being talked to like an unruly child. I've been grown. I'm old. I'm about to be 54 in a couple of weeks. Like, you don't tell me. And I'm going to tell you one more thing and I'm going to leave it. I'm voting for the top of the ticket, but I'm not voting down ballot at all. You feel how you feel about it. Our ADOS people who are of our same lineage, I have much respect to them because we're of the same lineage, but I'm not voting down ballot. Y'all don't got my tangibles for me down ballot. And then all y'all got is some non-justice for Black people and all these people, the sheriffs and the judges. I don't care. I'm voting for the top of the ticket. I got one measure on the ballot here where I live in Nashville, in the district I live in. One measure, I'm voting on that. I'm voting for the top of the ticket and I'm out. So I just want to leave it there. Thank you for letting me come up and speak.
Appreciate that, sister. You know, you always come up on my stage. I definitely appreciate you all the way. All right, let's keep it moving. Crypto Nate, it's on you.
Hey, what's going on, brothers? You know, tell you the truth, it's my very first time, probably in the last couple of months, that I've heard about the FBA movement. And I was wondering, like, what the heck is this? You know, start getting in, you know, looking into it, and even found out about the acronym, the meaning of the acronym, you know, Foundational Black Americans, which I found intriguing because that day I was actually discussing the importance of Blacks that are born in America to emphasize and strengthen their ties as being Americans because of actually what's going on. And I find out a lot of brothers and sisters don't even care about that, or, you know, they feel disgusted by, you know, the things that are, you know, happening, you know, to the country and, you know, the history and things, and they reflect on that. And then they just like ostracize their rights as Americans by not being or proclaiming themselves as Americans. So I think that this is very important how you actually state the acronym, because the words are very powerful. Words do have spiritual and legal means. So being a foundational Black American actually emphasizes you being American as, you were born here. And I would love for more outreach on this, and especially in our communities, because it's just like you all been saying for a minute. I've been saying this ever since Joey got into office. Like they're going to take every damn thing away from us. And all you got to do is just learn from the example of their actions. You judge them by the fruits that they bear. I mean, look at them. They're taking everything away. And I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. I'm like, I'll keep voting that way. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to keep doing you that way. Now, all of a sudden, it's a little bit too late, actions that have taken place, because it's going to take a long time for this demigration to happen, for us to get what we had back. But by doing this FBA thing, this is, I think, will be a new start to not be holding to like what the Black diaspora has been holding to the Democratic Party ever since the passage of the Civil Rights Act. I think this could be something new if y'all get that outreach out, because I'm bringing the outreach out myself, with the Red Pill Supreme channel, and even through Twitter. I keep telling people, get on X, follow these brothers and sisters on here that are preaching the gospel here, of your nationality. You got to protect your rights. You got to protect what you have, because guess what? You got such and such crossing the damn border. They know more than your ass. Got to stop that. We got to come together with this movement right here. And that's all I really want to say, brothers. But, just keep up the good work. Keep spreading that word out there, because we need them now more than ever. And like I say, it's not no party or whatever that's going to put this in place. But the thing is, this movement right here all starts with a movement to get it kindling and get it started, the understanding on where we need to be and where we have to be. I'll step down. Thanks, brothers.
Much respect. Let me say this, and that's absolutely correct. But let me say one thing, is that this isn't new. You know what I'm saying? This is just us putting the flag down. So the ride has been out here for the longest amount of time. And it's just now, like I said, the cavalry's here. And now we got everything we need. Everybody's locked in sync and we moving forward. So it's not a new movement. It's just the lineage represented to the fullest. That's what it is. But I appreciate that. Much respect. Certified salute to the whole family. As we were saying, family, it's all about ending the whole Democratic plantation. And by ending the Democratic plantation, you've established political free agency. That's been the goal. That's one of the goals as one of the pillars in the game. Like I tell everybody, it's probably about, 10 heavyweight pillars in the game. I'm one of them. And I was telling the whole family that we have to establish political free agency in this community. And I'm loving what's going on right now. And it's been done by everybody. Let's get it clear, y'all. Everybody's been pushing and moving and putting in their own piece. We all move together. We can't move without one another. You understand? So as we've been moving and we've been establishing political free agency, that's what's taken us to another level. So this is why you're starting to see movement, and you're seeing Democrats from everywhere. You're seeing Republicans. Everybody knows that Black Americans are thinking for themselves now. And we're moving with political literacy opposed to political blindness, like brothers and sisters back in the old days used to have, unfortunately. But like I said, there was a group of us back in the old days in the grassroots who were standing on the same business that we're standing now. It's just now they got a whole new generation, a reparations generation, a delineation reparation, generation reparation separation. We're moving with all three of those locked in key, and it's a trifecta. And that trifecta is what's changing the planet, and you see it, y'all. So as Kamala Harris's poll numbers are going down the drain and everybody's watching it right now, I want y'all to know it's coming from us. You're going to hear things in the next month, and they're going to come up with all these different excuses All these different alibis and justifications on why Kamala Harris is losing. I'm here to tell y'all she's losing because of the black grassroots, the certified black grassroots, not the counterfeit. Okay. It's not because of Ann Coulter. All right. It's not because of Fox News. It's not because of any of that. It's because the brothers and sisters who go to these reparations task force and stand on business, the brothers and sisters who attend these political rallies and stand on business, the brothers and sisters who are out here putting in the day-to-day work, whether that's masses when everybody sees it or you're doing it personally and you're not glamorizing it. It doesn't matter, family. Doing work is doing work, whether you got cameras rolling or not. That's what's changing this country. That's what's ending the Democratic plantation. And I'm here for it. I've been waiting on it. And I'm enjoying the damn show. Miss Nikki, I got you on the stage. Nikki the God, it's all on you.
Thank you so much for letting me speak. I'm just getting ready to leave work, but I'm still here. Peace to the space, peace to all the speakers, peace to the host, Sage and Black Alpha. Love you guys so much. I want to make this very quick. Okay, so the crappy Democratic plantation and its flunkies, they're basically spazzing out because their mind tricks are no longer affecting the masses. They're trying everything down to shaming black men and thinking they're doing something wrong, basically, for simply existing by throwing big baby tantrums. So it's odd that Barack Obama is aggressively shaming black men because, you know, he ran for office in 2008 and in 2012. When he ran, he tricked a lot of our people by making it seem like it's us against them, with many of our people being in the pre-delineation stage and not understanding why he is not one of us. He used his melanated skin to try to shame us by saying, you know, come on, y'all, you know, you gotta vote for the black man, and we ain't never had no black men in office, and you need to vote now. And so he was saying stuff like that. Now, if you look at how he's treating black men, Barack Obama, you know, he's not on our team. Furthermore, Barack Obama did absolutely nothing for black people in his 8 years in office. You know, I admit I voted for him twice because I didn't know any better, but I have not voted in a presidential election since then. Barack Obama is no different than Kamala Harris. Just like Kamala Harris is not one of us, and I suspect that she's purposely misleading us about her lineage for political purposes, but I'm not here to lead us down a rabbit hole because there's not much time left. I'll just point out why people are no longer dealing with the Democratic plantation. One, they insult us by almost exclusively using black celebrities to represent us as a whole. They do this by having people like Luke and Cardi B have discussions with politicians, which is so doggone disrespectful. Luke and Cardi B, they're not black, they're not foundational black Americans, and they're not versed in the needs of foundational black Americans. That pisses me off so effing much. You know, the Democrats, they bring in disrespectful, cringe-worthy catchphrases and ads like "bring your booties to the polls," as if all black people do is go to strip clubs and act ghetto. When Democrats get in their height of desperation, they devolve into the shaming stage by telling us that our people died for us to have the right to vote and that black men need to get over their hesitance to vote for Kamala Harris. And the Democrats, they start, you notice that they just get into this gender divide. When they get real desperate, it's either shame or gender division. But unfortunately for them, these things are no longer working on us. And they're going to have to just face the fact that they're losing because they have made no attempt to respect the needs that are specifically for our lineage. And they've made it clear that they have a wall up specifically for foundational black Americans, which is fine because we have the door closed for them. And with that, I'll land.
Absolutely 100% positively direct. That is absolutely the case. They pulling out every stop they can, right, y'all? They just now to the point where like, let's just try to get every black person to fight every other black person. And maybe if we get them all to fight, we'll get 7 of them to come vote for us. It ain't going to work, Democrats. I know y'all listening. Democratic Shields, I know y'all listening, okay? MSNBC's probably in the building right now. They listening too. It ain't going to work. No. Let's go ahead and go to my brother, EJ. Go ahead. It's on you, family.
Hey, Black Alpha, you can hear me, brother?
Yes, indeed, family.
All right, thank you, family, for letting me speak. This is a perfect example of how spaces should be definitely be being run when you dealing with these Democratic shields. And I know that little situation earlier got out of hand, but you handled it right. And I didn't like what the brother was saying coming up here, trying to shame people of trying to not vote for the couch and just people just having their own decisions about their voting process. And this just goes to show you that certain people shouldn't have, dialogue with certain people of a high caliber. And, that brother followed me. And, I think it could have been handled, much differently than, just folks coming off their mics and not being really respectful. Because, we deal with Democratic shields, crashing out. I did put something in the Jumbotron that brother Tariq reposted. You had one of these sassy, sugary, Democratic shields having a temper tantrum a couple of hours ago in one of these, coonish, Democratic nut riding spaces. And, dudes like that already know the writing is on the wall for Kamemi, a.k.a. Shang Tsung Harris, a.k.a. the Collard Green Wizard. And this just goes to show you that people like this, they don't have anything to bring to the table, let alone can talk anything positive about the FBA family and the B1 Brigade. A lot of these people just need to stop talking and just sit down and just shut up. But, y'all handled it, right, like y'all always do. And salute to Brother Sage, because he came at you wrong. And, I'm not the type of person that likes going back and forth with certain people. Besides that, I'm going to go on my mute, and I'm going to just say salute to everybody in the building. And, you Democratic shields are still eating biscuit crumbs off the ground with, broken utensils. So, keep eating.
Brother EJ, and then I seen that necessarily wasn't necessarily the way to go. I don't like necessarily beefing with my people. I'd rather take on the enemy with you. So when I look at a situation like that, though it takes a lot, to have restraint, maybe the brother got something going on or something, going on in his personal life that necessarily don't got nothing to do with me. And, I don't need to feed into that all the time. I guess I've grown a lot since my earlier days. I guess I've grown a lot, EJ, but I don't necessarily have the chops like you, because you be cutting ass on people in 0.5 seconds. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. But shout out to the brother, because I don't know if he means well. I don't know. But all I know is that that's not what we need. As a people, we don't need that. And I stand on that. I stand on people not voting just to vote. I stand on that. You vote for something. Make your vote count. Vote for something. I don't give a damn what you vote for. I don't care if it's not my place to tell you what to vote for. All I'm saying, if you choose not to vote, that's your damn choice. And we're not talking about not voting in local elections. So I don't know if, like my brother brought that up earlier. This ain't about a local election. This is about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. That's what this is about. Back to you, Brother Black.
Appreciate that, family. Yeah, we're going to continue, y'all, to stay on game, stay on code, give these positive FBA spaces. Y'all know how it goes. Y'all know a lot of the stuff that go on. We're going to continue to just bring the real fam, because we care about the people. It's all about the people. It's all about the brothers and sisters, the kings, the queens, the goddess and gods. It's all about us. I see my sisters on here. I see my brothers on here. And we're going to continue, family, just continue to talk about what needs to be put on the front line, but not just on the front line. I'm talking about so far above everybody else that they can't even see us. That's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to shine all the way across the board. I got my brother Eastside is in here. It's on you, family.
Man, first of all, I'd like to say, how's everybody doing in the room? I ain't heard, what I'm saying, you ain't did a space in a minute, man. I've been kind of looking forward to this. And I've been running errands, so I managed to catch what I could. But as far as the topic is concerned, we didn't sit there and watch this dude play in our faces for 8 years. He wanted our votes, but we needed his leadership, and he didn't provide it. So we're not going to provide our votes for them. We just going to go ahead on and vote for the couch, or at least I am. I can only say what I'll do. But at the same time, we need to understand when they, when they being disrespectful, they don't come to nobody else like that. You see, they had Cardi B sitting up there talking, to the politicians and everything about us, but they ain't gonna send her when it come down, to their people. They gonna send their best and their brightest on that one, and we need that same respect. We don't get that respect, we're not gonna give it to them, and hey, y'all pretty much said everything I wanted to say at the, when it really come down to it. So I'm gonna just fall back We're going to stay true to the game. We're going to go ahead on and handle our business. I'll land there.
Much respect, family. Much respect. Much respect. All right, let's see who we got. Shay, it's on you.
What's up, y'all? Shay in the house. I'm just going to call this the damn tether regime. It's good to be an Aboriginal American. I tell you that. Kamala Harris, you know what? She f***ed her way to the top. Excuse my French. That's what she did. And how could Obama promote that? She also put all the Negroes in jail. In any office she was in, she did not promote black men at all. Look at her history. Her history speaks for herself. So how could Obama want to try to tell our brothers and sisters to vote for her? So he's just as messed up as she is. And she's a tether. No more over power. That's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm happy that our brothers are waking up. And I pray that more will wake up too. Peace.
Much respect, much respect, much respect. Let's keep it going. We got Tariq Shabazz. It's on you.
Hey, how's everybody doing? All love to the space. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, my name's Tariq Shabazz. I'm a U.S. Senate candidate out of the state of Ohio. I'm an independent. And one of the things I want to say to everybody, if you're still in the party or you're still someone close to thinking about being in the Democratic Party, you need to leave. You need to leave now. If you have the ability in your state to just switch parties and you can do that, do it. Whatever we need to do, people is no more staying in the Democratic Party because they're anti-Black American. There is no moving them more towards justice for Black Americans. I've attempted to do it in my city, in my county, my state. It's other people here who's been active in other areas who've probably tried to work with the Dems before too. They're not moving for reparations. Kamala Harris, VP, we saw her multiple times with the Black journalists and other interviews where she will not commit to even the notion of reparations. So why would we continue to play with the Democrats who will not implement justice for us and keeps us in the same horrific conditions in a bottom caste status, where it's only going to contribute to furthering the harm? Everyone, lead a party and advocate for them third-party candidates who's pushing for our justice. It's time we got to stop playing with the party. It's done. We're done with it.
Much respect, family. Yes, indeed. I agree 100%. Much respect, much respect. Tap in with me too, fam. Sure. Tap in with me. We'll work something out. Much respect. I got my brother EJ up in here. Brother EJ, what it is, family?
What's happening, Big Black Alpha? What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, just enjoying the Georgia life, you know what I'm saying? Just like yourself.
That's right. I always living the life down here in the GA. Anywho, I wanted to tap in, man. I had been listening to you for the last hour, so it's how to work and whatnot. I just can't say anything, but I just got out. Now, with that being said, man, let me put the seatbelt on. Don't trip. So part of my Black American family. I just want to say that real quick because the way we all been stomping down on Barry Santoro, I can't do nothing but respect it for my family. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. We need to keep the energy going. Don't bring your ass around here no more. Black Alpha, you say it all the time. We done march this nigga up out the plane. He can't come back around here no more. Anyhow, I just land my plane right there. I just want to say I'm proud of my family.
Certified salute, brother. Certified salute. Hell yeah. Said it best, y'all. Said it best. All right, y'all. We're going to have to wrap this thing up, fam, because you know what I'm saying? We got to get back to our regular lives. I want everybody to enjoy their weekends. Have a great weekend. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay vigilant. Just continue to build upon this energy that we've already put out here. This has been one of the best spaces. We really, really have the same focus. We're in sync. Salute to all of my Black American women and all of my Black American men, because we have all got together and ran Barack out the damn paint. 48 hours ago, he thought he was eating, and he found out that he's starving. And he's starving for attention, and he's going to be starving for votes, because foundational Black Americans are never going to allow him to come back. Let me say this as well, family. This wasn't just like Barack got ran out the paint, he'll do a circle, and then he'll come back again. No. This what just happened over the last 48 hours. And by the way, I've already seen hundreds of videos. Folks is pulling out their phones, Androids. They're pulling out their iPhones. Folks is on camcorders, and everybody's roasting Obama. And they're all saying the same thing. How dare you talk down to Black Americans? How dare dare you cosplay us, and how dare you lecture us about what we need to do. Never allow somebody tell you what you have to do or what you need to do, whether that is voting for a party or somebody telling you that you need to not vote for the couch. You do whatever you want to do because you are a foundational Black American. This is your right. This is your country. You built it. All the dividends belong to us, okay? So I want to send that message out to my brothers and sisters. If you want to vote couch, it is your right to do so. If you want to vote for either party, either candidate, third party, green party, it does not matter. You can do what you choose. Just make sure you do it with that certified foundational Black American spirit. As long as you do that, you're going to win, family, and we already winning. Yes, indeed. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Black Alpha Network on YouTube. Check it out. And while we're here, y'all also make sure y'all donate to my brother Marcel. It's my good brother right there. Certified salute to the whole family. I love y'all with a passion. Hey, man, ballers going to ball, haters going to man. And, you know, Black Alpha, I'm loved. The people love me, fam, and I love the people right on back. It's all about the lineage, y'all. Mega star. All right, Brother Sage, man. You bring everybody home, family. Certified salute to you. I'm about to call you too, brother, because we got to chop it up.
Oh, no, brother. I can't compete with that last soliloquy. So I'm going to say Black first to the family. And I think you took us home with that last one. Always remember, and I'm sorry to bring you up, sister. Love I Am. Y'all heard what was in that background. That's what this is for. Don't let nothing cloud that. Whatever, emotional tantrum people might go on. Always remember that baby that was in the back. I don't know if that was her son or daughter, or whatever the case is. It was a child in the background. That's what we're doing it for. And with that, I'm going to send it out. Black first to the family.
Peace and love, y'all. Stay safe.